Good evening and welcome to our Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show here on Falcon Radio. Nate Henners joined tonight by Nick Windholtz and Noah Seeley here in the Falcon Radio studio. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good to be here.
I'm doing all right.
All right, and we're getting ready for an exciting matchup tonight in some men's basketball action as the Kent State Golden Flashes are here in BG over at the Stroh Center, of course, taking on the Bowling Green Falcons tonight. Coming up, it should be a pretty good game tonight, record-wise, going in. So we'll talk more about how both teams are looking heading into the matchup tonight, coming up right after this. Later on as well, we'll talk more about how tonight's action could affect the MAC tournament. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Tip-off tonight coming up at 7 o'clock. And before then, though, just a lot of great pregame action here on Falcon Radio. So keep it right here.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in a game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to our Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show here on Falcon Radio. Again, the Falcons tonight, the men's basketball team, getting ready to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes from over at the Stroh Center. Now, Nick and Noah talking about both teams, but starting off with the Falcons. The Falcons coming off a 2-game winning streak. First up, their win last Wednesday at Northern Illinois, and then over this weekend, redeeming battle by 75, you could say. Against Toledo, 80-70 against Toledo on Saturday, and then 68-52 over NIU last Wednesday. So going into the game tonight against Kent State, overall record-wise, Bowling Green is 16-10, Kent State is 19-7. So starting off with the Falcons, how are they looking heading into tonight's matchup?
Well, looking at the Falcons right now, against Toledo, Sam Towns had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's going to look to try and keep that up. Obviously, in his game against Kent State, where Kent State beat Bowling Green earlier in the season, 96-93, he got into foul trouble early. So I'm sure the Falcons are going to look to try and keep him in the game as long as possible. And then along with that, Aiden Goins came off the bench for the Falcons against Toledo, had 15 points. Hasn't done too much the rest of the season. He had a good game against Northern Illinois with 8 points, but kind of seeing what he can do the rest of the season would be nice.
Yeah, for the Falcons, this is what I would like to say, like, there's their last hard stretch the rest of the season. You know, they're coming off the big win against Toledo. That sure will help them. And then also facing the number 3 team in the conference, Kent State. And then on Friday, you still have the only undefeated team left in the country in Miami. And, you know, I think after they get through this game and the Miami game, they don't have a whole lot more, like, big tests rest in the season other than maybe, like, a Massachusetts or Buffalo. I believe they still both play them. But those teams they're all right there, like within a game of each other. But after that Toledo game, Bowling Green jumping up to the 4 spot, technically on, I believe, tiebreakers and everything. But right now they are in a good spot for the tournament.
And looking at being realistic here, probably not going to pick up that win against Miami of Ohio. But there is a very realistic chance that you can take this game against Kent State. They're only 3 games ahead of you in both overall record and conference record. So if you could pick up this game against Kent State, I'm sure the Orange Brown will be very happy with that.
That is very true because they both are on 3-game winning streaks, so they are very hot right now. Both are rolling And I think with what I've seen out of the performance last game against Toledo, right now it doesn't seem impossible for Bowling Green to take it tonight.
And even with their first matchup against each other, it was only 96-93. Within 3 points is totally doable for the Falcons.
Yeah, and as you were saying, it's been a 3-game winning streak for both teams. Kent State on last last Wednesday, they beat Eastern Michigan 95-91, and on Saturday, Ball State 75-68. Both kind of close wins for Kent State. Now, they do have a slightly better record overall than Bowling Green, but how are they looking going into tonight's matchup?
Well, obviously for Kent State, they have the possible MAC Player of the Year in Delrico Gillespie. He's averaging about 20 points per game and along with 12 rebounds per night. He's dominant both sides of the court. Would not be surprised if he has another night like that. And if he does that, there's very few ways that Kent State loses the game. So if he can continue the type of stretch he's been on all season, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Kent State, they're always a good powerhouse of basketball. They've always done well, and I think importantly, I think the biggest thing for Bowling Green for them to be able to handle the Golden Flashes is that they need to stay out of foul trouble. I know that was what got them last time in the Battle I-75 in the first game, and that's something they did very well in the matchup. They were able to stay out of foul trouble. I believe it was Glover who, he took big fouls early on in that game and was kind of out in the second half. And this last game against Toledo, where they ended up winning it, he was able to stay out of foul trouble, and the team as a whole was just doing better, not taking those, I would say, costly fouls, but also like selfish fouls.
Yeah, and even more like I talked about during the Falcons side of this, Sam Towns was in major foul trouble against Kent State last time they played, and that probably was helpful towards the Golden Flashes, so I could totally see them trying to push towards that again, try and get Sam Towns out early.
All right, speaking of some action, coming up here in a few minutes, we'll talk about what's going on around the MAC this evening, how that could affect the MAC tournament coming up here in about a month, and later on as well, we'll take a look at what's going on around Falcon Athletics this week. Don't go anywhere, you're listening to the Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show. The Falcon men's basketball team taking on the Kent State Golden Flashes at 7 here on Falcon Radio.
It's 4 a.m., Monday. And you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I taught for 20 years, until I started forgetting my lectures.
Eventually, he had to quit. Getting his early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard, but it gave us time to take control of the situation, together.
I can't imagine going through this without him.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, guys, we are back with our Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show. The Falcons getting ready to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes tonight. Tip-off coming up at 7 o'clock. But speaking of other games going on around the MAC, got some games going on right now around the MAC. First off, got Buffalo leading Northern Illinois 16-12, that one, with 11:53 left in the first. Then Eastern Michigan leading Central Michigan 18-11, 11:23 left in the first for that one. Some other games coming up tonight with a 7 o'clock tip-off. Got Ball State at Ohio, Akron at Western Michigan, and Miami at UMass. Again, those games coming up at 7 o'clock tonight with, of course, our game, Kent State at Bowling Green. And that's a look at what's going on around the MAC this evening. And, of course, the MAC tournament now just about a month away. So what are your guys' kind of observations from tonight's schedule and how that could affect the tournament?
Yeah, well, for starters, Bowling Green taking that game against Toledo was huge for themselves in the standings. They're now fourth in the standings, like Nick talked about, after the tiebreakers and everything that went down. So a few matchups to look at tonight, obviously, is going to be Miami and UMass. UMass is on that cusp of being in the tournament, not being in the tournament. So going up against a team like Miami, most likely, like we're being realistic, Miami is most likely going to take that game just like they're going to take the game against us on Friday. You never know, though. So that the UMass loss would be very huge for the Falcons, keep them in the swing. And then along with that, Ball State and Ohio. Ball State on the lower end, second to last in the MAC. Ohio being up there, we're tied with them currently, except Bowling Green has the tiebreaker over them. So Ohio loss would be very huge. Nick, anything else?
Yeah, I mean, for looking at it right now, I think that Miami-Massachusetts game, that's for right now, it would be like the game to look at, because I'm pretty sure earlier in the season UMass gave Miami kind of a little bit of a heart attack there, and they were able to play with them. I think Miami has found themselves more often than not in late game scenarios where they have to battle back, and that is one thing I will say they are very good at. They're very good at battling back, keeping the win, and that is the reason why they're still the only undefeated team left. I think some of these other games, looking at it, like the Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, not going to be much implication. I mean, I guess right now they're just battling out for the Michigan and who's the best basketball team in Michigan. But I think if you had to give it to which game mattered the most right now, I think it would be that Bowling Green Kent State game. But that is somewhat obvious. I think Akron and Western, that's pretty much a cakewalk for Akron there. Western not doing too hot. They haven't really been, I think, very competitive at basketball in a little bit, but Akron is definitely going to steamroll them.
Yeah, to say the least. I would say, along with that, the Buffalo-Northern Illinois game, looking from a Falcon standpoint, Buffalo also, along with UMass, being around the cusp of 7, 8, 9 range. So anything that puts the Falcons higher up in the chances, not necessarily in the standings, but a shot of them being farther away from the lowest on the totem pole is always going to be helpful for the Orange and Brown.
Yeah, that is, and also it is interesting to look at the stats here, because Bowling Green, Ohio, and Toledo are all 7 and 6. They're all right there. Bowling Green technically getting the edge because of, I believe, the tiebreakers, not 100%. But UMass, Buffalo, UMass is 6 and 7, and then Buffalo's 5 and 7, and they're all like right there next to each other. It's all within a game. They're all real close, and that is literally everybody that is trying to stay into the tournament. Bowling Green obviously wanting to be towards the top of that pack, because you don't want to have to play Miami that first round and or Akron if something insane happened with Miami dropping a few games here. But it would definitely help if they could play like one of the mid teams where they're at right now. If they had to play like a Toledo or Ohio in the first round, I think that is much more of a winnable game for them instead of having to play in Akron or Miami.
Yeah, and along with that, like we kind of mentioned, the teams that are above them, you don't want to face them, I would say. And especially because you face both Kent State and Miami in the next 2 games. If you don't pick up one out of those 2 wins, you need some of those lower tier teams to start losing games just so you stay afloat. So that's where you really have to look at the other teams that are playing, see where they'll land. The Falcons still control their own destiny, but it'll be interesting to see if they lose what happens.
I think it is good here for Bowling Green to be facing that Miami and Kent State tonight, because it is going to give them a early look at what the tournament's going to look like, especially being able to play those better teams in the conference with, not going to say at the end of the season, but we're getting pretty close there. The sand is running low on the clock there, and I think it's good for them to see where they're at as a team, and especially then with going into those weaker opponents, I would say, with the remaining of the schedule after the Miami game on Friday, they should then be able to figure everything out and hit the ground running going to the tournament, which would give them all the momentum that they would need. And I believe that if they could get it all right and play how they should and the identity that they have, they should be able to do very well.
I'm sure the Falcons will be super excited about that one.
All right, taking a look at what's coming up around Falcon Athletics real quick. Tomorrow night got some women's basketball in action as the Falcons head up or are back at the Stroh Center, but taking on Western Michigan tomorrow night. Also 7 o'clock tip-off for that. That game will be over on WBGU 88.1 FM. Women's track in action on Friday up in Ann Arbor for the Silverstone Invitational, the University of Michigan. That's who they'll be taking on there. Women's golf up at Western Michigan. Not up at there, though. They'll be in Arizona for that. But they'll be taking on Western Michigan on Friday as well. Softball also on Friday in Johnson City, Tennessee, taking on Eastern Tennessee State University. We'll have recaps and previews of all those on bgfalconmedia.com. Women's tennis also in action on Friday, taking on Youngstown State. Of course, a recap of that on bgfalconmedia.com. Baseball on Friday. No, you'll have coverage of that. Then more broadcasts coming your way on Friday night as the hockey team takes on Minnesota State from over at the Slater. 7:07 puck drop for that. We'll have coverage of that on WBGU 88.1 FM. So let's look at what's coming up around Falcon Athletics for the next few days. Right now, let's take a quick break here on Falcon Radio, and we'll send things on out to the Stroh Center for tonight's matchup against Kent State here on Falcon Radio.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
And that's going to wrap things up for our Falcon Media Sports Network pregame show for this evening. We'll be back here, Nick, Noah, and I, for the halftime show coming up. But right now it's time to send things on out to the Stroh Center for tonight's matchup against Kent State. Carter and Tyler, how's it going out there?
BGSU men's basketball looking to carry over the momentum from their Battle of I-75 win against Toledo and extend their MAC winning streak to 4 games as they welcome in a boogeyman of theirs, the Kent State Golden Flashes, who have won 13 straight games against Bowling Green. They welcome them into the Stroh Center here for some Tuesday night action. Tyler Kavlitz alongside Artie Abrego. Great to be with you all tonight. Artie, this Kent State team, this program, is a team that has given the Falcons so many fits over recent years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last time they beat the Golden Flashes was a decade ago, technically, in 2019. I mean, this has just been a team that the Falcons have just not been able to conquer, whether that was with head coach Michael Huger or with head coach Todd Simon so far in this current coaching era. Just have not been able to pick up a win against this team, and it's a credit to Rob Sendroff. He always brings in very well-coached teams into the Mid-American Conference. They always compete well in the tournaments. They're always a very strong, tight-knit group that plays strong, really fast-paced offense along with good shooting. But this team is a little bit different. They're not the greatest defenders. No. Usually when I think of a Rob Sendroff-led team in these MAC tournaments, I've seen very strong defensive presence. They fight till the end. But this defense, they give about 80 points per game. They're not good at defending and shooting. They give up a lot of points, and they give them up pretty quickly.
Yeah, statistically could be argued one of the worst defenses in the conference based on points alone. 175th all-time meeting between these two teams. It's the Falcons' second most common opponent outside of Toledo. Bowling Green actually leads the all-time series against Kent State 89-87. Like you said, they have not beaten these Golden Flashes since March 1st, 2019. Pre-COVID was the last time Bowling Green took down Kent State men's basketball. Kent State won the first matchup between these two teams in a shootout earlier this season, 96-93 at the MAC Center in Kent on January 6th. Bowling Green had a chance to win that one on the final possession, unable to tie it up or win it. Rob Sendroff, just a fantastic head coach for the Golden Flashes, got his 300th career win with the Golden Flashes in that game. Now sits at 307, 183 overall as a head coach, 21-9 against Bowling Green. But the starting lineups are in for both of these teams. First, starting with Kent State. In the backcourt, it's going to be led by Sion Medley, the 5'11", 172 junior guard. He'll be joined alongside Morgan Safford, 6'4", 217 graduate guard from Columbus, Ohio. The other guard is going to be Jahari Williamson, 6'1", 193 junior guard. Rob Whaley Jr., the 6'7", 289 graduate forward. And you have Delrico Gillespie, the 6'8", 230 pounds senior forward, who could possibly be the MAC Player of the Year if the season ended today. They will hold the fort down low. And for Bowling Green, it's a lineup that we've seen quite often this season. In the backcourt, you have Javante Campbell, Justin Thomas, Josiah Shackelford, and then down low, it's Sam Towns and Troy Glover the second.
Yeah, same lineup as Toledo, same lineup the Falcons have used these past couple of weeks. And, it's been a pretty successful lineup. Josiah Shackelford has really come into his own. He's averaging about 14.4 points per game over these past 5 games since he's been included in the starting lineup. Really strong performance against Toledo, scored 20+ points. He's really come into his own. Justin Thomas is solid as always. We have said so many things about Javante Campbell. He's just a great defensive player. Troy Glover the second, a really strong rebounder. But, yeah, it's a pretty solid, strong starting lineup for the Falcons. I think this is probably their best foot forward in terms of lineup.
Bowling Green will be in their home whites, BGSU lettering across the chest, orange numbers and lettering on the fronts and backs. They're 9-5 in these uniforms this season, 23-11 in them in the Todd Simon era. Kent State, I believe that is a straight black uniform with gold trimming, and it has white Kent State lettering arching across the chest. Troy Glover the second. Delrico Gillespie, center court to tip things off. And we are underway at the Stroh Center. Sloppy tip-off. Gillespie wins it for the Golden Flashes. Sion Medley will bring the ball up the court, going right to left across your radio dial. Bowling Green will go towards their own student section, left to right. Gillespie has it at the free throw line. Guarded, gives it off to Medley, swings it over to Safford. Back to Gillespie. Gillespie picked up by Sam Towns. Drives inside. Little fadeaway J in the middle of the paint. Too strong. Off back iron. Rebounded by Javante Campbell. Campbell 5 steals away from tying his own single season program record of 90. He's currently 18 away from the MAC record held by Bonzi Wells. He's also closing in on 1,000 career points as a Falcon. Going to take him a few games to reach that mark. Troy Glover the second flies by Gillespie down low. Nice post move to get to the rim and finish it off with the right hand for the layup. 2-0 Bowling Green after a minute of play.
Yeah, Glover just kind of plants his foot, hits that burst of speed, and, he's got a great length with his arm, so he can just put it up easy there for a layup.
Medley gives it off here. Going to be a three-pointer jacked up and nailed from the right wing. That is hit by Morgan Safford. Safford, multiple three-pointers in 3 of his past 4 games, continues the hot hand to begin against the Falcons. Kent State leads 3-2, 18.5 to play in the first half. Mid-range jumper by Shackelford on the right wing, too strong, off back iron, rebounded by the Golden Flashes. Medley slows things down for KSU. Moving top of the key, swings it over to Safford. Safford picked up by Justin Thomas. Swings it inside to Gillespie. Gillespie through contact, goes up, layup no good, but he will go to the line for 2 free throws.
They're going to get that one on Troy Glover. I think he tried to just sort of swat the ball out of his hands when he was going up for the layup, and it looks like he hit a forearm. So that's going to be a shooting foul, and it's going to send him to the line.
Troy Glover the second picking up an early foul. Not what you want if you're Bowling Green. Glover picking up an early foul with a tough matchup against Gillespie. Gillespie averaging 19.1 points, 11.9 rebounds per game. He leads the country in double-doubles this season.
Definitely has to be one of the front runners for MAC Player of the Year, just coming off a MAC Player of the Week award as well this past week.
Goes 1 for 2 at the line. Kent State leads 4-2, 18 minutes to play in the first half. Josiah Shackelford left wing, gives it off to Sam Towns, back to Shackelford, now top of the key to Justin Thomas. Gives it off inside to Campbell. Javante traveled. Picked up by Jahari Williamson, kind of got stuck as he was trying to go through him, and Javante shuffled his feet. Campbell turns it over, Kent State ball.
Yeah, he was trying to play through the contact, but when he was going, lost control of the ball. When he gets it back, he takes a couple steps because he just ran into his defender, and that's going to draw up travel.
Bowling Green just 7 turnovers last game. It was their fewest since they faced Aquinas on December 7th. As we're going to have an offensive foul on Gillespie. So Gillespie picks up an early foul along with Glover now. That is something you want to see if you are Bowling Green. They would certainly like Gillespie to pick up some more early fouls, would help the Falcons. That is one thing that Gillespie cannot do if Kent State wants to have success, as Javante throws it away. Bounce pass went between the legs of his intended target. Whaley picks it up. Here's Rob Whaley Jr. driving, kicking into the corner, knocked out of bounds. Justin Thomas got his hand in the passing lane, was intended for Medley on the near side corner.
Yeah, good job with Justin Thomas there. Kind of just steps into it. It's a really easy pass breakup if you're Justin Thomas. He barely really had to move for that one. Just kind of sticks his hand out and knocks it out of bounds. Saves a potential 3 there.
Zion Medley will inbound. Gets it to Whaley. Whaley guarded by Glover, gives it back to Medley near side wing. Medley gonna pull a triple and goes off back iron. Gonna be rebounded by Jahari Williamson. Williamson will reset to Whaley, top of the key, drives inside. Bowling Green wants to travel. They don't get the call. Coming flying inside is Safford with it. His acrobatic layup no good. Second attempt no good. Rebounded by Justin Thomas. Here comes Shackelford the other way. He'll give it off to Javante Campbell. Now top of the key to Thomas. Feeds it inside to Glover. Glover post move. Goes up over Whaley. Gets it to go. And the foul.
Great move there by Glover. I think maybe Javante Campbell, as someone in that area, got a hand on that Morgan Safford last shot, but they aren't crediting the stat sheet. But a great move by Glover. Draws the foul. Gets the 4th point of the game, and he scored all 4 points so far for BG.
Good start to the game for Glover. Glover really hasn't had a huge statistical game on the offensive end in quite a bit as he converts the free throw. 5-4 Bowling Green lead. Under 17 minutes to play in the first half. The last time he had double-digit points was January 27th against Buffalo. He does have 10 blocks and 5 steals. 3 steals in his past 3 games. So he's been absolutely solid on the defensive end for Bowling Green.
Ooh.
And he does it right there again. He draws an offensive foul by Gillespie. Did that in the first contest between these two teams. Mere copy of that play. Gillespie wanted to put his shoulder into it. Glover welcomed it, took it with his feet set. Second foul of the game against Delrico Gillespie.
And that's exactly what you need to do. I mean, you can't stop Gillespie on offense, so you just have to kind of get him into foul trouble. You just have to ease him into foul trouble. And that was a great charge by Troy Glover Jr. Troy Glover II. That was a great job. That's going to draw the foul.
Justin Thomas with the ball on the left wing for Bowling Green. Resets up to Campbell. Javante double teams. Driving inside, finds a lane, and we're going to have a foul, I believe, before the shot. He drove inside and made a layup, but I believe the whistle was well before that.
They're crediting it right now on the scoreboard. So they might be arguing he was already in the act of going for the layup.
It appears they are going to count it, so Javante gets the layup to go. He'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
Kent State playing really undisciplined right now. 4 personal fouls already in just 4 minutes.
Campbell hits the free throw. 8-4, Bowling Green leads Kent State. 16-15 left to go in the first half. Kent State commits over 19 fouls a game. It's the most per game in the Mid-American Conference, 316th in the nation. Morgan Safford backing down Shackelford. He's picked up by Campbell. Kicks it out to Medley. Top of the key, straightaway 3. No good. Rebounded by Sam Towns. Towns a behind the back dribble before he gives it off to Justin Thomas. Back to Towns, top of the key. Going to be double teamed. Picked up by Safford. Safford knocked it away. Rob Whaley Jr. picks it up. Whaley spinning around Shackelford. Gets it in the paint. He loses the ball. It's taken by Justin Thomas. Here comes Thomas past half court. Kicks it to the corner to Campbell. Campbell, far side corner, now far side wing. Gives it to Towns, back top of the key. He swings it over. Left wing, Justin Thomas's triple's no good. Rebounded by Magnus Entenmann. Sion Medley will bring the ball up for Kent State. Medley off to Entenmann, top of the key. Kicks it over. Safford, he'll pull a deep triple. He got it. Morgan Safford's second three-pointer of the game. Now multiple three-pointers in 4 of his past 5 contests. Kent State cuts the deficit down to 1, 8-7, 15 minutes to play in the first half.
And obviously everyone talks about Debs, but Safford is quietly one of the better scorers on the team. He's second in scoring with 13.6 points per game. Really solid shooter as well.
Sam Towns responds on the other end with a triple of his own. He made a career-high 4 three-pointers last game against Toledo. Bowling Green back ahead by 4, 11-7. On the other end, Safford stays red hot. Nails a triple from the near side wing. 3 three-pointers early on for Morgan Safford. He leads the game with 9 points. And Bowling Green's lead down to 1 early, 11-10. Still 14 and a half minutes to play in this first half. Sam Towns picks up his dribble, resets to Justin Thomas up top. Kicks it to the corner to Shackelford. Shackelford picks up his dribble. He gets the ball back. Bounces it off the leg of Morgan Safford. That'll be a kicked ball. It'll stay Bowling Green possession after this timeout. 14-12 left to play in the first half. Bowling Green 11, Kent State 10. You're listening to BGSU men's basketball right here on Falcon Radio.
BG Women's Basketball returns home to the Stroh Center against Western Michigan on Wednesday, February 18th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's pregame show with Sam Bork, Jacob Kopaz, and Kevin Hutchinson at 6:35 p.m. before Lucas Kleinmeyer and Carter Leonard call the contest at 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for Falcon Women's Basketball.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are tuned into Falcon Media Sports Network basketball coverage on Falcon Radio.
Bowling Green 4 for 6 from the field to start the game. Kent State 3 for 5 from downtown. All 3 three-pointers made by Morgan Safford so far for the Golden Flashes. But Bowling Green leads Kent State 11-10, 14-12 still left to play in this first half. Tyler Cavlitt's here alongside Artie Abrego from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Also have Andrew Smith writing a recap for us on all I'm doing socials, and Henry Costco taking some videos for a highlight package for us here today at the Stroh Center, along with a group of photographers. All content for Falcon Media Sports Network. You can find it on bgfalconmedia.com. But as Bowling Green gets ready to inbound here, what have been your key takeaways so far, Artie?
Well, Kent State is just playing really undisciplined basketball. At times, they have 4 personal fouls already. That's something they got to watch out for. But Morgan Safford is really keeping them in this game. I mean, 9 points so far, 3 all off threes. Troy Glover right now is proving to be a really strong player for BG. And Javante Campbell, he's sort of getting his groove, but he's kind of slowed down a little bit, but he's already got a steal.
Campbell with an assist right there as well, feeding inside to Myra Wool. Newly checked in. He gets the bucket to go. Only 4 points against Toledo for Wall. It's fed inside on the other end and converted by Morgan Safford. So Safford already into double digits after that layup, heavily contested. 11 points for him, 4 for 6 shooting. Those 3 triples really anchoring this Kent State offense currently. Bowling Green still ahead by 1, 13-12. Javante Campbell has the ball. Trying to move around to Goins' screen to his right. Double team now up top. Gives it over to Goins. He feeds it down low to Sam Towns. Towns kicks it out to Campbell. Now right wing to Javon Ruffin. His triple off the mark. Offensive rebound by Sam Towns, but I believe it's going to be an over the back.
It will.
Off-ball foul against Sam Towns, so that will be his first personal of the game.
It was pretty obvious. I mean, he just goes up to grab it, but he's right behind the head of another Kent State player, and that's going to draw the foul right in eye line of the referee.
So Kent State brings it the other way. On the floor for Kent State, Jahari Williamson, Morgan Safford, Rayvon Griffith, Magnus Entenman, and Quinn Weidke. It's Safford with it, near side wing. He pulls it and he drills another triple. 4 3-pointers for Morgan Safford early on. His season high is 9. He did that against Cornell back on November 7th. So he can get hot in a hurry, and he's done just that here in the Stroh Center. Kent State ahead 15-13, but on the other end, Aiden Goins spins around, gets a layup to go with contact. He'll go to the line for a chance for a 3-point play and a chance to put the Falcons back in the lead. Goins, who really had another breakout game against Toledo, carrying it over here early against the Golden Flashes.
Yeah, after the game, Josiah Shackelford called him the ISO GOAT, and I mean, that's a big reason why. I mean, he just kind of backs up against defender Entenman, gets the foul, good possession by him. I mean, when you get him underneath the rim, it's pretty tough to stop him when he's got all that momentum going forward.
9 points per game over his past 2 contests, averaging 4.7 on the season. Converts the free throw. Terrific free throw shooter. Almost 85% on the season. Bowling Green leads 16-15, 12:30 left to play. Triple launched on the other end by Morgan Safford. Tried to stay red hot. Heat check. Did not go. It's rebounded by the Golden Flashes, and it's reset to Griffith in the corner. His triple in front of the Bowling Green bench does not go. Sam Towns takes it the other way. Now in the hands of Joanne Ruffin, back to Towns, top of the key. Sam swings it over to Javante Campbell. Campbell trying to get it to Goins, it looked like, before pulling back his decision. Now swings it over to Sam Towns. Towns falls down as he was driving inside, going to be called for a travel. Just lost his footing, slipped on the floor as he was moving in front of the free throw line, and that will take us to a immediate timeout. So Bowling Green leading Kent State 16-15, still 11:58 left to play in the first half. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball on Falcon Radio. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Now back to more Falcon men's basketball action, live on Falcon Radio.
Nearly halfway through the first half of this Tuesday night Mid-American Conference game. Bowling Green men's basketball leading Kent State 16-15, 11:58 left to go in the half. Tyler Kamlitz alongside Artie Abrego from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Artie, Morgan Safford still red hot. 14 points, 5 for 8 from the field, 4 for 5 from deep. But really, I think the underlying story here is this is proving to be so far a carbon copy of the first matchup between these two teams, which is just a fast-paced slugfest.
And I think that's what most people expect. That's what I expected coming into this game. It's a conference play. All the games are usually pretty close in conference play. They're two highly competitive teams that always play really fast, pretty fast basketball. And Morgan Safford right now, he's just red hot. But also one thing I've noticed, BG defenders a lot of times, they're really playing off him at certain times when he's near the three-point range. They need to be playing up close against him. And that's what Meyerwall did against him, and that's what caused him to miss that three.
Quinn Weidke trying to move around the defender, called for a travel. That was Makai Leach in the game with terrific defense. Leach has not played the past 2 games. Good to see him back out on the floor for Bowling Green, worked into the rotation, and he forces a turnover on his first play in the contest. Justin Thomas will now serve as the team's primary ball handler, with Javante Campbell getting a rest. A healthy Justin Thomas has been a great addition for Bowling Green. He was iffy for about half a month there, dealing with some injuries. Meyer Wool kicks it out to Javon Ruffin. Now Makai Leach driving with it. retreats back out to the three-point line in the hands of Ruffin. 5 on the shot clock as Ruffin drives to his left, picks up the dribble at baseline, kicks it out. Aiden Goins, his three-pointer no good. Rebounded by Rayvon Griffith. Here comes Sion Medley. He'll give it off to Morgan Safford. Safford driving inside, puts up a layup through traffic. Does not go, but he will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, BG played up close against him, but Safford, he makes a couple extra movements, kind of drives himself into the defender and gets himself to draw the foul. And Safford, I really don't know how you can stop him right now. I mean, if you're BG, I mean, with Gillespie out, he's just playing really fast basketball. He's shooting from 3. He's driving inside. I mean, he's got 14, possibly 16 points after this trip to the line.
This is his first. Typically a solid free throw shooter, 79.6% on the season. Gillespie really a non-factor so far in this game. Just 3 minutes played with 2 personal fouls and 2 turnovers. Only 1 point on a free throw. Safford splits his pair. Ties the game up at 16 apiece.
And I wonder if the strategies from Rob Sendroff, he's just going to sit Gillespie until the 5-minute mark probably. Going to sit him for a while, make sure he doesn't draw any more personal fouls.
Wants to keep him for the second half of action. Justin Thomas gives it off to Sam Towns. Towns was looking to pass, but we have a foul called. It'll be against Kent State. Against Sion Medley. That'll be his first. That sends Bowling Green into the single bonus. Falcons scoreless for almost 2 minutes here as Kent State has tied the game up at 16. 10:53 left to play in the first half. On the floor for Bowling Green right now, it's Javante Campbell, Sam Towns, Troy Glover II, Javon Ruffin, and Justin Thomas. Campbell inbounding to the right of the basket. Gives it to Javon Ruffin. Ruffin driving inside. Little floater in the paint, no good. Fight for the rebound. Ruffin has it. It's actually going to be called a jump ball. Ruffin regained possession and went up with a shot, but the officials blew a whistle and signaled jump ball as that was going down.
I'm not sure if I agree with that call. I mean, he had pretty clear possession of that basketball to me. It didn't look like there were any other hands involved in the pile to grab that ball. Maybe they saw something we didn't. We are pretty far up here in the Stro, but
either way,
like that to me.
Possession arrow for Bowling Green, so they'll inbounds. Is that a 5-second violation?
No, that was Javon Ruffin.
It's going to be a foul on Ruffin.
Javon Ruffin, when he was trying to make the breakaway towards the ball, he shoved his defender, and that's going to draw an offensive foul.
So, after the jump ball, Ruffin offensive foul, a Bowling Green turnover, their 5th of the game.
I mean, even with a jump ball, if you're BG, you at least still have possession. I mean, in a game that's going to go back and forth, you can't have any wasted possessions like what just happened there.
Sion Medley will bring it up the court for Kent State. 6.7 assists per game. First in the MAC, 14th in the country. Inside is Rob Whaley Jr. has that blocked away by a Falcon. Javante Campbell will take it the other way. Fed down low to Troy Glover. Glover trying to spin around his defender. Briscoe can't. Kicks it out, finds the hands of Sam Towns. That was officially a Troy Glover block. So his first of the game. Towns driving inside. Kent State wants to travel. He spins around. They don't get it. Bounces on the rim 3 times before Rob Whaley Jr. comes up with it. Now it's Medley. Gives it off to Whaley, top of the key. Whaley guarded by Justin Thomas. Thomas poked it away for a second, but Whaley regains control. Sion Medley with it, driving, kicks it. Briscoe's mid-range jumper, no good from the left side. Knocked away and last touched by the Golden Flashes. As one of the Flashes flew into the seats.
Should be okay. It looks like he was just he might have knocked over a drink, I believe. So I think he was just apologizing for a second. That's why it took him a second to get up.
That was Rayvon Griffith who flew into the seats. The courtside seats just to the left of the basket.
Always going to be a risk when you sit on courtside of that happening.
Josiah Shackelford driving inside from the right side. Does not go. May have been blocked away. Either way, rebounded by Troy Glover. Kicked out to Campbell. His straightaway three-pointer no good. We have a foul as Sam Towns went up for the offensive rebound and putback. That will be against Kent State, and it'll be against Desmond Briscoe.
And another personal foul for Kent State. That's going to get up to 7 in just the first half.
Again, the most penalized team in the MAC in terms of personal fouls per game. For comparison, Bowling Green's 17.7. That places them middle of the pack in 6th. Kent State's 19.4. So almost 2 more personal fouls per game for the Golden Flashes.
It's almost sort of like the opposite of the Toledo game, Tyler, when I felt the officials were kind of letting them play a lot in that game. It was a lot more physical.
Quick whistle here.
Quick whistle here tonight.
Sam Towns hits his first from the line. The second one, no good. Rebounded by Kent State. Here's Medley with it, right wing. Guarded by Towns, gives it off to the corner. Going to be a step-back triple by Williamson in front of the Bowling Green bench. Does not fall, rebounded by Glover. Campbell gives it off to Shackelford. Shackelford driving inside at it, stripped away, but it's going to be another foul. This one will go against Sion Medley, and that will be Medley's second of the game.
And that's another major one. I mean, 2 personal fouls. Medley, he averages about 10.4 points per game. And last season he averages also 6.7 rebounds per game. So I mean that's pretty 6.7 assists. So that's pretty major. You get your ball mover, your primary ball mover, out of the game here now. And if you're Rob Sendroff, you got to put in a lot of your bench guys now in that second unit.
Shackelford's free throw no good, rebounded by Whaley. Bowling Green still leads 17-16, approaching 9 minutes to play in the first half. Williamson resets to Entenman. Fed over. Now in the hands of Safford. Safford going to pull another triple. No good. Offensive rebound by Whaley, but an offensive foul by him before he could obtain possession. And it will be Bowling Green ball, and they will go to the line for a 1-and-1 as yet another foul, the 9th of the first half by Kent State.
It feels like they're picking up a personal foul in every possession. I mean, obviously, it's almost impossible to do that, but right now that's what it feels like. I mean, BG's already in the
first half.
Exactly.
So far.
I mean, BG's already in the bonus. Every personal foul they get, they're going to head to the line.
It'll be Justin Thomas taking the free throw. Again, a 1-and-1. Thomas's first rattles out, rebounded by Kent State. Omar Hamama with it. Omer hands it off to Williamson. It's fed inside to Gillespie, newly checked in. Gillespie lost the ball going against Troy Glover, but it went out of bounds off of Glover, so Kent State maintains possession. They'll inbound under the basket. Hamama will throw it in. He's played professionally in Israel with the Migdal Hamek of the National League. It's taken away off the inbound by Glover. He goes coast to coast, slams it down with 2 hands, forces a timeout by Rob Senderoff. Todd Simon loves it.
Great job by Glover. Amazing instincts to jump in front of that pass and take it coast to coast. I mean, I thought he was going to take – I think he took off from the MAC logo there on that dunk. What a slam, right in front of the student section as well.
Terrific play, defense into offense by Glover, and that will take us to a timeout, but it'll only be a 30 seconds, so we're going to stick here with you. 19-16, Bowling Green's lead now, 8:37 left to go in the first half. Kent State has really struggled shooting from the field, just 5 for 16. What's keeping them in it is 4 3-pointers, all by Morgan Safford. Bowling Green more efficient from the field, 7 for 15. Still yet to find their three-point shot, though. Just 1 for 5 from deep.
I mean, to put it in perspective for Kent State, Morgan Safford has 15 points. The next highest scoring player is Gillespie, who has 1 point. So currently, Safford is the only thing really keeping the Golden Flashes in this game right now with 15 points.
It's taken away by Campbell as it was brought past half court. Campbell takes it to the basket for 2 points. And Bowling Green's defense wreaking havoc right now. 21-16, a 5-point lead. Sowing some full court pressure as Safford has to run for his life to get out of it. Now in the hands of Quinn Weidke. Weidke moving to his right. Bouncing it down low to Gillespie. Gillespie goes up strong. Knocked away by Glover. Rebounded and no good on the putback. Bowling Green takes it the other way. Here's Sam Towns driving inside with it. Goes up strong against Entenman. No good. Gets his own rebound. Puts it in for 2. 23-16 Bowling Green. It's a 7-0 Falcons run.
7-0 Falcons run in for the last 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Golden Flashes are scoreless.
Scramble for the ball, and it's going to be Bowling Green possession. My, oh my, the Falcons defense is everywhere right now, Artie.
The bench went crazy when they got that last steal. They came in running. Javante Campbell, he's already got 3 steals now. Absolutely insane, and absolutely insane sequence of wins for Falcons. They're on a 7-0 run to the goal and a 10-1 run over the past 5 minutes and 22 seconds.
What a start by Bowling Green's defense. They've forced 7 turnovers so far, and they lead the Golden Flashes by 7, 23-16. 7:39 left to play in the first half. We're going to send it back for a break. You are listening to BGSU Men's Basketball right here on Falcon Radio.
Hey, this is Nicholas Winholtz, executive producer of The Swoop. Make sure to tune into The Swoop, BG Falcon Media's live sports talk show, produced by BG24, every Thursday at 4:15 p.m., live streamed on the BG24 YouTube channel, and is always available afterwards at bgfalconmedia.com, your home for all BGSU athletics, news, and updates.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Even when the game ends, Falcon Media Sports Network's coverage continues with a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Right now, Bowling Green has 23 points. Kent State, if you take away Morgan Safford, has 1. It's 23-16 Bowling Green over the Golden Flashes. Morgan Safford with 15 of Kent State's 16 points. And the Falcons defense wrecking shop right now, Artie.
Absolutely, and one man who's causing that right now is Troy Glover the second. I mean, 7 points so far. He's got only 2 rebounds, but also 2 blocks and 1 steal. And he's been playing really solid defense against the bigs of Kent State. He's been right up in the perimeter. He's been up against Gillespie a lot of times when he's been in the game, and he's been performing very well.
Here's the other thing to look at. Bowling Green out-rebounding Kent State, 14-12. Golden Flashes, number 1 rebounding team in the MAC, number 23 in the country.
Yeah, came in with 1,051 rebounds total, 33 more than the next team. And right now, one guy who's causing that for BG is Sam Towns. He's got 6 rebounds already.
Javante Campbell with the ball, top of the key, moving to his left, trying to work around a Glover screen, double teamed. Gillespie knocks it away, takes it the other way. Gillespie now inside the paint, draws a foul as he went up for a layup. 2 players that are destined to be MAC Player of the Year candidates in a few weeks' time, going head-to-head there, and Gillespie wins that battle.
Yeah, right now for MAC Player of the Year, I feel like it's Dareko Gillespie, Javante Campbell, maybe Peter Suter, of course, from Miami, Ohio. Those seem to be the most popular candidates to win the award this year.
Pretty open field this year, but you'd have to think the frontrunners have to be either Suter or Gillespie. Campbell has his own case, though. Gillespie hits the first from the line, hits the second as well, up to 3 points, just 1 rebound for the nation's leading rebounder, who also leads the country in double-doubles. 23-18 Bowling Green, approaching 7 minutes to play in the first half. Shackelford feeds it to Towns at the free throw line, now over right wing to Campbell. Campbell drives inside, makes Gillespie go up on the fake. He goes up strong. Ball flies out of his hands, goes in the hands of Glover, who goes up and gets fouled. So it'll be Troy Glover the second at the line for 2 free throws. And that now the 10th foul of the first half by Kent State.
On the bonus plus as well. I mean, Kent State, it feels like every defensive possession they're causing a foul on themselves, and it is really unfortunate looking basketball right now. I mean, they're obviously a very physical team, but I think there's such a thing as playing too physical right now. You really want to kind of lean off, back up a little bit if you're going to keep getting into foul trouble like this.
Usually you call it controlled chaos. Kent State's just playing chaos. It's just chaotic. There's no controlled about it right now. And this is something you're not used to seeing from a Rob Senderoff-led team. Glover splits the pair at the line, so Kent State will take it the other way after the miss. 24-18 Bowling Green, 6:55 to play in the first half. Sia Medley left wing with the ball. Over to Williamson, back to Medley. Medley cross to the corner. Three-pointer launched and missed by Rayvon Griffith. Griffith, no points in 3 minutes in the first game against Bowling Green. Campbell takes it the other way. It's swatted away as he gets inside. Kent State with the ball. Medley going to give it to Gillespie, top of the key. He'll drive inside. He loses the ball. And that was actually Rayvon Griffith driving with it who lost it. Goes out of bounds, but stays Kent State possession. Griffith also got credited for the block on Campbell.
I think Javante Campbell got a hand on the basketball on that last drive to the rim, which caused it to go out of bounds.
Medley looking to inbound it. Going to have to call a timeout as there was no one open on the inbound. He was avoiding a 5-second violation. It'll just be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stick here with it. Javante Campbell already at 3 steals, so we do have to keep an eye out for that milestone watch. He's 2 away from tying his own program single-season record of 90 steals. He already owns the number 2 spot. He is also chasing down the MAC record held by Bonzi Wells from Ball State, who set the conference record with 103 steals in the 1997-98 season. Javante now 15 away from that mark with 4 games to play after today.
I mean, with this pace he's playing at right now, he already has 3, and this game isn't even over yet. We're not even out of the first half. He can easily hit that mark.
You do have to remember, MAC tournament games will count to that record as well. Sia Medley inbounds for Kent State, gives it to the corner. 3-pointer launch by Williamson in front of the Bowling Green bench. No good. Golden Flashes fight and get the offensive rebound. Griffith came down with it. Now Medley moving to his right, drops it down low. My goodness! Gillespie went up for a Superman slam but couldn't finish it. Rob Senderoff going to get the face of the ref here, and he's going to get teed up. Senderoff is fired up. My goodness, he's got to be careful.
I mean, he just exploded. He just
came
got right out
onto
in front.
the court by the Bill Frack court lettering, got right into the face of the official, screamed in his face, threw his arm into it, and got teed up immediately, and he is still hot.
I mean, while they were still playing as well, he just got right up in his face right away.
I think it's no foul was called as Gillespie.
I believe that is what it is, yeah.
Flew through 3 defenders to try to slam it.
I think he was arguing there was contact. I mean, he was screaming about it. He's still screaming about it.
Todd Simon just looking at a note out of his pocket, staying calm and collected as Senderoff continues to lose his mind on the sideline. So Javante Campbell will take the free throw. That's the most fired up. Albeit I don't see Kent State every day, but in my 4 years of covering BGSU men's basketball, that is the most fired up I've seen Rob Senderoff, and I've gotten the chance to see him in numerous games over the years up in Cleveland at the MAC tournament. Nothing comes close to what he just did.
He's got to be pretty careful from here on out. He's still arguing his case.
Javante split the pair of technical free throws as Senderoff is still in the official's ear. 25-18, Bowling Green leads. Just over 6 minutes to play in the first half. Rob Senderoff continuing to talk to the official. We'll say talk politely. Javante Campbell with the ball, left wing. Swings it over to the right wing to Thomas. Top of the key, Towns. Towns dishes it inside to Thomas. Thomas trying to spin, loses it. Gillespie jumped on it. Actually, that was Williamson that jumped on it. It's going to be a foul on Justin Thomas. And it will be Kent State possession.
Yeah, Thomas, I mean, when he lost the ball, he got a little too aggressive there. He tried to rip it out of Medley's hand, but you just can't. That's going to be a reaching route. You can't just like try to rip it out like that. It's going to draw some contact, going to draw a foul.
I think Senderoff just sat down for the first time after his tirade.
He sat down a little bit during it.
Did he? Okay.
He did. He did sit down for a little bit. He was still discussing it with the referee, but he did sit down, I think.
Seems to have calmed down at this point.
I mean, this is a game of many emotions. There's going to be plenty of time for him to yell at certain points during this game.
Sion Medley gives it down low to Griffith. Now to Gillespie. Gillespie guarded. Kicks it out. Medley, deep three-pointer. Got it. Sion Medley, his first triple of the game. Fifth three-pointer by Kent State. The first not made by Morgan Safford. And it's now just a 4-point game. 25-21. Bowling Green still leads. Approaching 5 minutes to play in the first half. Campbell gives it to Sam Towns. Towns just a few steps inside the three-point line. Drives inside. Going to be an offensive foul. Put his forearm into Sion Medley. Sent him to the floor as he was driving inside. Easy call for the officials.
We talked about Kent State playing on discipline earlier. Now it feels like Bowling Green is playing on discipline now. Sam Towns, that's just not a mistake you want to make as a fourth-year player. Got a little too aggressive trying to drive to the rim and draws with the forearm.
Just a sloppy game so far. Combined 17 personal fouls, 15 turnovers by these two squads. Bowling Green already has one more turnover than they did all of the Toledo game. Gillespie with it inside, spins around. His floater falls over Sam Towns and Myra Wall. So now just a 2-point contest, 25-23. Kent State on a 5-0 run over the past 80 seconds. Javante Campbell hands off to Javon Ruffin. Back to Campbell, top of the key. Now Ruffin near side wing. Shackelford had to jump for a pass in the corner. Bounce pass to Glover. Low block. Swings across. Campbell left wing, top of the key. Ruffin now right wing. Shackelford. Shackelford takes a few steps. Jump stop. Jumper. No good from the right side. Knocked out of bounds. And we have another foul call.
Behind the back foul on Myra Wall. Again, just too aggressive trying to go for the rebound. I don't know if he was trying to go for the rebound or trying to push it out in the hand of a Kent State defender. It looked like he was trying to go for the rebound, but again, just too aggressive. And since Kent State is in the bonus, they're going to head to the line.
And now Todd Simon going to try to argue his case with this one. 18 personal fouls between these two teams. I know it's been physical, but boy, it's been a quick trigger on that whistle.
It has. It definitely feels like they're calling it whenever there is any sort of physicality.
So at the line, first of the 1-and-1 is hit by Rayvon Griffith. His first point of the game. Safford leads Kent State with 15. Gillespie has 5. Medley with 3. Griffith with 1. Make it 2 after he makes both at the line. For Bowling Green, Glover leads with 8. Campbell has 6 points along with Towns' 6. Goins with 3 and Wall with 2. 25-25, all knotted up. 7-0 Kent State run currently. 4 minutes just over left to play in the first half. Ball knocked out of bounds from Shackelford's hands, who went diving to the floor. It'll stay Bowling Green ball, though, inbounds. Bowling Green scoreless for the past 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Javante Campbell, midcourt logo, hands it off. Javon Ruffin back to Campbell. Bounce pass inside to a cutting Shackelford. He got rejected by the rim with one hand as he went up for the dunk. And it's going to be a Troy Glover foul midcourt as Medley was trying to run with it. Shackelford looked like he may have miscalculated his steps as he went up for the slam and was met at the rim. Fell just short of the tomahawk jam. And we'll hit a media timeout. The final one of this first half. 3:56 left to play in the first half. 25-25. Bowling Green, Kent State all knotted up. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball on Falcon Radio.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You are listening to Falcon basketball coverage from the Falcon Media Sports Network live on Falcon Radio.
25-25, Bowling Green, Kent State all knotted up. Full court putt made for I think the first or second time this season. One of the media timeout festivities that happens in the first half at the Stroh Center. But Artie, Kent State, it seemed like at one point in that first half they were starting to fall out of it, and Bowling Green had a chance to really start making this a tough comeback for the Golden Flashes. But they've responded a 7-0 run over the past 220. Maybe that sender-off tech really kicked something into them, kicked them into a second gear. But they've knotted it all up. They've fought their way back into it, and now this is a brand-new ball game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kent State, credit to their defense. They've set their feet. They've stayed strong. They forced a lot of BG turnovers, a lot of BG mistakes. BG's been scored for the past 2 minutes, 20 seconds. They've done a really good job just sort of calming down. I think that timeout really helped them cool themselves down, that Todd Simon timeout. Really helped them set themselves, and they've done a good job so far of just getting back into this one, building their way back up.
Sion Medley misses the free throw, so Bowling Green ball still tied up. Just confirmed our videographer Henry Costco did get video of sender-off's tech and his tirade, so that'll be in the highlight package. You can check that out on bgfalconmedia.com. Campbell almost falling to the ground, kicks it out to Goins, takes a step to his left, his triple off the mark, 0 for 2 from deep. He's really struggled on three-pointers this season.
Yeah,
now
I mean, he's
this
been
season,
mostly an inside scorer this season, but yeah, he's been really struggled from outside.
Just 3 for 15 on three-pointers is Goins now. Medley, guarded by Wool, gives it off to the right side. Backing his way down again, double teamed to Safford, kicks it back out to Medley. Fade away at 3, moving to his right in front of the Bowling Green bench, off target. Josiah Shackelford picks it up and runs for Bowling Green. Shackelford driving inside, picks up his dribble, tries to spin out and look for a fadeaway, nothing going. Gives it out to Ruffin, who hands it off to Campbell. Javante moving to his left. Now moving to his right, still beyond the arc, gives it to Ruffin, straightaway triple, too strong off back iron. Rebounded by Rayvon Griffith. The Cincinnati transfer hands it off to Medley. Medley a double-double in the first game against Bowling Green this season, 11 points, 10 assists in 38 minutes. It's fed down low to Griffith, now kicked out to Williamson. Williamson hands it over. Inside, it's knocked away as they went up for the shot.
Gonna call a jump
ball.
ball.
That was Safford who went up for it, and it will be a jump ball. Just trying to figure out what the officials were signaling there. Safford drove his way in and went up strong and was met by a few Falcons. So the possession arrow, we got a different signal here.
So one official called a jump ball.
We're going to
have they're going to look at it.
The officials are talking with center off. They will review it. So we're going to step back for a second as the officials review this play. 25-25, Bowling Green, Kent State knotted up. 2:09 left to play in the first half, right here on Falcon Radio.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Falcon men's basketball coverage live on Falcon Radio. For Falcons, by Falcons.
So it will be Kent State ball. They're going to inbound it after the review, nothing changing. Bowling Green scoreless for over the past 4 minutes. As the inbound and an acrobatic jumper made. What a shot by Jahari Williamson. Baseline in front of the Bowling Green bench, and Kent State back out in front. A 9-0 run by the Golden Flashes over the past 4 minutes and change. 27-25 their lead. Now under 2 minutes to play in this first half. Javante Campbell, near side wing. Kent State wants to travel. Don't get it. He throws it away, picked off by Griffith. Campbell was looking for Ruffin in the opposite corner in front of the Kent State bench.
It's a poor pass by Javante Campbell. I mean, you got to account for the vertical of the guys you're defending. You can't throw it all the way across court like that if your teammate isn't wide open.
Sion Medley to Williamson in the corner. Williamson drains the triple. 30-25, Kent State 12-0 run. They lead by 5. and it's going to be an offensive foul and Kent State ball. All of the momentum on the Golden Flashes side as Shackelford turns it over. 12-0 run over the past 4 minutes, 57 seconds. Kent State leads by 5 with 1:17 to play in the first half, and they have possession.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good play by Shackelford. He's trying to play too fast, I think, right now. He's trying to just run through his defender. You can't do it like that. And BG's been scoreless for the past 5 minutes, and Kent State, coincidentally, has been on a 12-0 run for the past 5 minutes.
Ever since that tech against Rob Senderoff, Kent State's taken it to another gear. Siam Medley driving inside, gets Wall and Goins to jump, and then just throws it into the rim. Taken the other way by Bowling Green. Here comes Shackelford. He gets the layup to go, but it's going to be an offensive foul. He went up strong, and they're going to hit him with a second straight offensive foul. And I did not see that one.
Yeah,
I saw the first one. I'm just going to be honest. Maybe his feet were set, but that did not look like an offensive foul to me.
I think Todd Simon just told Shackelford to just use your eyes when you're driving in for a layup like that. You got to use your eyes. You got to recognize when your defender is just going to stop and plant, especially when you're going for a driving layup like that. Again, Shackelford's young. He's only a sophomore. It seems like a little bit of an inexperienced mistake there.
So 30-25, under a minute to play. Medley going to jack up a three, bounces out, rebounded by Goins. Bowling Green needs points here. Makai Leach with the ball. Leach driving inside, kicks it out to Wall. Wall going to jack up a triple. No good off back iron. Taken by Kent State. Kent State can hold it for the final possession. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds left to play in this first half. KSU leads BGSU 30-25. Siam Medley with the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2. Drives inside, puts up a floater. No good. The putback does not go. Kent State heads to the locker room with a 5-point advantage over Bowling Green. The Falcons went the final 6 minutes, 12 seconds of the first half without a point, after Kent State head coach Rob Senderoff was hit with a technical foul. Todd Simon going to give the officials a little bit of friendly words, I'm sure, before he heads to the locker room. But Bowling Green trails by 5 at halftime. We're going to kick back to the studio for the Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball on Falcon Radio.
BG Women's Basketball returns home to the Stroh Center against Western Michigan on Wednesday, February 18th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's pregame show with Sam Bork, Jacob Kopaz, and Kevin Hutchinson at 6:35 p.m. before Lucas Kleinmeyer and Carter Leonard call the contest at 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for Falcon Women's Basketball.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
This week's Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week is BGSU Hockey's freshman netminder Jacob Steinman. The Ottawa native became just the second goaltender all season to hold St. Thomas to just 1 goal, while making 31 saves and recording a career best .969 save percentage. Steinman's earned his first career CCHA Weekly Award following the performance by claiming the CCHA Goaltender of the Week. Steinman's season stats were raised to 347 saves and a .920 save percentage and a 2.16 goals against average while appearing in 15 games in his freshman campaign. This has been the Falcon Media Sports Network's Athlete of the Week.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust,
becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Welcome into our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show here on Falcon Radio. Here at the half, the Golden Flashes are leading the Falcons 30-25. It's been an interesting game so far. Nate Henners joined once again for our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show by Nick Windholtz, and Noah Seeley. All right, and Noah, what happened in that first half? Of course, Kent State leading the Falcons by just 5 points.
Yeah, Nate, actually, for most of the game, it wasn't the Golden Flashes leading, it was the Falcons. Falcons had the lead 25-18 with about 6 minutes left when Kent State's head coach Senderoff received a technical foul. Most of the time, that probably would mean, Bowling Green's probably going towards the right direction. They're going to get more of a lead. But actually, it lit a fire underneath the Golden Flashes. They went on a 12-0 run in the last 6 minutes and just completely dominated the Falcons. Morgan Safford had 15 points for Kent State. Not someone we really expected to. We really thought Gillespie was going to come out and play very, very well. He only has 3 points on the night. But overall, very good game. Exactly what we expected, just like the first match of the 93-96 victory for Kent State. It's going to be very similar to that.
Yeah, all right. Oh, coming up, we will talk more about that first half of play. Also coming up, we will run down what's going on around the MAC this evening, get a check of scores, and see how that plays into the MAC tournament. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show here on Falcon Radio.
Remember, always be generous with the nutmeg. Just eyeball it.
Okay. Mom's wisdom has served you well, but now it may be your turn to guide her.
Hey, I'm worried about Mom. She keeps forgetting her famous sweet potato pie recipe.
Some things come with age, sis.
And some don't.
Knowing the early signs of Alzheimer's in a loved one will help you make the best decisions for your family. Visit 10signs.org to learn the signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show here on Falcon Radio. The Falcons leading the Kent State Golden Flashes 30-25 here at the end of the first half. And Noah and Nick talking more about that first half right now. What were some things you guys saw from both teams that could be good for them in the second half? And then also some stuff the Falcons need to improve on to maybe get ahead of the Golden Flashes.
Right now, I mean, my quick thoughts on Glover doing great. I mean, he's doing exactly like he did in Toledo game. He's got 8 points?
8 points.
8 points. He's doing great. He's not really having anything in foul trouble. I think he's had like I don't know 1 or 2, or he's but like Safford for Kent State there, he's killing it. He's at 15 right now, I believe. He's totally leading. If Kent State gets another guy up there in double digits real quick going into the second half, they could quickly run away with this game. I think for right now, Bowling Green, they just need to find somebody else to get the production around, not rely on Glover or, the Javonte Campbell. I mean, obviously, from what we've seen, Javonte Campbell's going to light it up in the second half. It's just been his freaking pattern he's had going all throughout the season. He always lights it up.
Yeah, I mean, to talk about the Golden Flashes finding a second guy, obviously it's going to be Gillespie. He's so far not having the best night that he's had. He only has 5 points, not doing amazing shooting-wise, but I would expect him to definitely come up in the second half and score points, just like you said, Javonte Campbell will, Nick. And then along with that, looking at Bowling Green, one thing that we forgot to mention in the pregame show was Meyer Wohl. He had a very nice game against Kent State the first time they faced off. I could totally see him coming in second half, scoring a little bit more. He only has 2 points. He's only attempted 2 shots. He's 1 for 2 from the field. So just not really getting the productivity that we'd all expect, but he played good against Kent State last time. I could see him coming in the second half and doing well.
All right, coming up, we will run down some possible candidates for our Falcon Media Sports Network Player of the Game and our Falcon Media Sports Network Player of the Game Watch. Also coming up, we'll take a look at what's going on around the MAC and run down some scores from around the conference this evening. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Falcon Media Sports Network Halftime Show. The Golden Flashes leading the Falcons 30-25 here on Falcon Radio.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show here on Falcon Radio. So Nick and Noah, some players you guys are watching now for our possible Falcon Media Sports Network Player of the Game.
Well, obviously, for starters, Nick, I'm going to go with Morgan Safford. Obviously, we've talked about him already. He has 15 points. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 5 for 10 from field goal, 4 for 6 from 3, lighting it up every single statistical category possible. He's obviously Kent State's player of the game so far. And then for Bowling Green, I mean, I would like to see someone like Javonte Campbell or Sam Towns step up, but it's probably going to be Troy Glover right now, 8 points.
Yeah, back with the BG, I think I'm expecting Campbell to come back. He's tearing it up right now. He's only 2 points behind the team leader Glover, and he's still killing it on defense. He's got 3 steals on the night, and that's only adding to his total. And I know he's hunting down that one to shatter his record again from last year, but then also shatter the max steals record for where it is at. But I think Safford, Kent State, he's just killing it. There's really nobody else on the team from just what I've heard, just listening to Tyler. I mean, the next guy, he's got 5 points. Safford's got 15 of them. He's not going to stop.
And along with that, it is a kind of low-scoring game, 30-25, where the end of last game was 96-93. We might see as close of a battle, probably not as high.
Yeah, that is a good point there.
All right, taking a look at what's going on around the MAC this evening. First up, games in play. Right now, get an update on those. In the second right now, we have Northern Illinois leading Buffalo 58-54, and Eastern Michigan leading Central Michigan 51-45. Both those games have 8 minutes left in the second half. Coming up tonight, I don't know why I don't have scores up right now for them. Noah, you do.
I have them. So which two are we looking to find right now?
We're looking for Ball State, Ohio, Akron, and Western Michigan, and Miami and UMass.
So for the Ohio-Ball State game, Ohio is at 32, Ball State is at 17. It just started the second half. Akron and Western Michigan, it is 53-34 halftime. And then the last game was which one?
Miami and UMass.
Miami and UMass is at halftime, 41-36. Miami has the lead.
That's from UMass, staying pretty close to that big Miami team.
Huge, without a doubt. Looking at all of the scores, honestly, a lot of them in the favor of, if you're looking at it from a Falcons standpoint, in the favor as such. The Miami-UMass game, obviously, Miami has the better team. They look like they're going to win, but UMass is only 5 points behind. Like Nick said earlier, they were close the first time they faced off. So who knows what could happen there. Buffalo, Illinois. Buffalo is closer to Bowling Green in the standings. So Northern Illinois taking that win definitely helps out the Orange and Brown. Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan. Neither team really affects the Falcons. Not really that close to them. Doesn't really matter that much. Kent State, Bowling Green. We know what that is right now. Ohio, Ball State. Obviously, Ball State is a little bit lower down. Ohio having that 12-point advantage. No surprise there, really. And then the Akron, Western Michigan game. Akron beating up on Western Michigan like we expected.
Yeah, what sticks out to me is that NIU and Buffalo game. The first half, Buffalo won it 35-29, and looking at it now, Northern Illinois, they've just come back and completely flipped the script. Right now, they're they're at a total of 61 now, 61-54, and in the second half they're leading at 32 points to just 19 from Buffalo. It's kind of surprising. Northern Illinois, they are a bottom 3 team in the conference, and Buffalo, they're right there behind Bowling Green, like we've said, and that has big impacts on the tournament, and that would certainly help out Bowling Green.
All right, coming up, we will preview the next period of play. We'll also have our final thoughts heading into it as we start to wrap things up for our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show. Again, the Kent State Golden Flashes up on the Falcons 30-25 in tonight's men's basketball matchup over at the Stro. Keep it here. You're listening to Falcon Radio.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Wrapping things up for our Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show. Nick and Noah, your final thoughts heading into this second half of play.
I think Kent State needs to keep it rolling. They're going to be able to find a second scorer behind Safford. Right now, he's got half the team's total points.
I think for Bowling Green, they're coming off the impressive win against Toledo. They need to use some of that momentum into the second half, along with having the lead to start this first half, and obviously they lost a little bit of that momentum, but hopefully they can bring it back and have an electrifying second half.
All right, and that's going to wrap things up for our halftime show here on Falcon Radio. Now time to send things on back out to the Stro with Tyler Kavelitz, and it's Artie or Arturo? Right, guys? All right, how's it going out at the Stro there?
We'll go Artie, right?
Yeah. Let's go that. I know it said both this morning on the social media boards. Artie, Arturo, which
you're Two-Face.
That's it's technically correct though. I mean, Arturo is my actual name, so it is technically right. But yeah,
we'll stick with Artie for now.
Yeah.
But Artie, something that I think we were really looking over at halftime with this score. Now, great job, guys, back in the studio during the halftime show. But there's two very important numbers here right now at halftime. Kent State leads 30-25. Kent State, when leading at halftime this season, an undefeated 14-0. Bowling Green this season, when they trail at halftime, 0-8. So, if Bowling Green is going to want to win this game, they have to break those trends and find their first comeback win of the season after trailing at halftime and really do something to a Kent State team that has not been done this season, which is force them into a loss when they are in control during the break.
Yeah, they're really going to have to rally here. And it's interesting. We're talking about it like it's a 20-point game, but it's really only a 5-point game. But it feels like it's more at this point. The hole the Falcons have really dug themselves into. They've been scoreless for over 6 minutes. Kent State's gone on a 12-0 run. It really feels like they should be down by more points than they actually are. But they're only down by 5, and they're going to really have to rally here. You got to get some momentum back. You got to get some energy back in your team here because it's felt quite dead for a while for the Falcons.
Bowling Green going right to left across your radio dial. Kent State going left to right. They will head into the student section to end the game. Javante Campbell driving inside. Bounces outside. Now gives it down low to Glover. He goes up strong and gets fouled by Morgan Safford. Glover will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Safford's first personal foul.
And I love that strategy out of halftime. Just feed it to Troy Glover, the second down low, and let him go to work.
Honestly, it's not a bad strategy. In the first half, they scored 14 points in the paint. It's been really their bread and butter all season. They scored 30 points in the paint against Toledo as well.
Glover hits the first from the line. Bowling Green led for over 11 minutes of that first half. Kent State just 4. But the Golden Flashes ending the half on that 12-0 run over the final 6 minutes, 13 seconds, a 14-2 run if you go back to the final 7 minutes, 48 seconds. Troy Glover the second, nice trip to the line, hits both. 30-27, Golden Flashes lead the Falcons. Just 20 seconds into the second half.
Yeah, Safford is just going to drive to the rim right there.
Drives inside, barely uncontested until he hit the rim. Gets his layup to go. That is now 17 points for Morgan Safford. Kent State back out ahead by 5.
I mean, he's really only done one thing in this game, and it's score, and it's worked out well. He's got 17 points, more than everybody else here tonight.
Sam Towns drives inside, left-handed layup on the right side of the rim for the big man. 32-29, a minute into second half action. Kent State still ahead. Sia Medley with the ball, top of the key, swings it over Safford right side. Safford picks up his dribble, guarded by Shackelford, drops it off for Jahari Williamson. Williamson over to Safford, now left side to Medley. Medley, top of the key, drives inside, picks up his dribble, looking for a pass out, gets it out to Safford. 4 on the shot clock, guarded tightly by Shackelford, goes up for the triple, no good, airballed, rebounded by Towns under the basket.
He tried to draw the foul there. Try to jump right into his defender and try to draw it, but
Shackelford played nice defense, didn't allow it to happen. Sam Towns' three-pointer straight away top of the key, misses to the right, off the backboard. Sia Medley will bring it the other way. Bounce pass down low to Gillespie, back out to Medley, back down to Gillespie. Gillespie playing hot potato with Sia Medley. It's kicked to the left wing, and it's drilled by Jahari Williamson. Nails another three-pointer. 6-point advantage, Kent State, 35-29, 18 minutes to play. Troy Glover, the second, down on the ground. I didn't see exactly how he fell, but he is down in pain, face first on the floor, just in front of the free throw line.
yeah, so I can't exactly see it on, but what I caught the tail end of it. He was trying to drive up against the on defense, and he kind of fell over.
Appears to be holding his ribs area, his stomach ribs area on the ground.
He is up. He did need help to get up, but he's still kind of
bent over right now, standing. Rob Whitehurst, the team's trainer, out to meet him.
Looks just very uncomfortable as he walks away. I mean, obviously can't speculate, but
very gingerly walking away, hands on his hips.
Did not need help walking off the court, though. Walked off on his own power.
It's not a weight-bearing issue. It is seems to be in his core. May have just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah,
it's a very real possibility.
Possibly just caught an elbow to the ribs.
Could have even been a low blow.
I don't know. It didn't look like he was holding near that area.
He's holding up more by up more by his ribs.
He's gesturing towards his ribs, chest area,
sternum area as well.
Yeah.
So I don't want to speculate too much, but holding his ribs, sternum area is where Glover seems to be favoring. He'll chat with Rob Whitehurst, the trainer. We'll let you know if he goes back to the locker room or any updates there. We're in a timeout right now. Officials looking at something, probably looking to see if there's any flagrant foul or if it will just be a common foul.
You're probably reviewing it. I mean, there was a lot of physical. There were a lot of players near that area where he fell. They're probably reviewing it for a possible personal foul. Obviously, if depending on what happened, it could escalate from there. But they're obviously going to have to take a look at it.
Seems to be doing better. He's going to head back to the bench. Very good possibility that could have just been wind being knocked out of him. He seems to be all right as he's back on the bench.
Referee's already come to a decision already. It looks like they're informing the ESPN announcers right now exactly what's about to happen.
Up here in the concourse, we'll let you know when we get any answer.
So it's not going to be free throws, but it looks like it is going to be an inbound for VG.
18:05 left to play in the contest. 35-29, Kent State leads. On the floor for Bowling Green, it's Javante Campbell, Aiden Goins, Justin Thomas, Josiah Shackelford, and Sam Towns. Goins with it down low, guarded by Gillespie, goes up strong, does not fall, gets his offensive rebound, and he is fouled. Aiden Goins will go to the line for two after the hard hustle and effort.
And that might just be the most underrated part of Goins' game here. He fights for those offensive rebounds. He fights for those second chance opportunities. You saw it all game against Toledo. Just sort of battled his way back for that ball and draws the foul.
2 offensive rebounds in the game against Toledo. Couple offensive rebounds here today. Goins, excellent free throw shooter, hits the first from the line. Chance to make it a 4-point game. Aiden Goins, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 35-31, under 18 minutes to play. Javante Campbell heavily guarding Sia Medley, bringing up the floor. He'll bounce past it to Williamson, who will check it up to Gillespie. Gillespie back to Medley. Medley now top of the key. Rob Whaley Jr. inside to Gillespie, guarded by Towns. Now double teamed by Thomas. There's a foul. The layup is good. We'll see if the foul was before the shot. As of now, they're going to count the shot.
Man, Justin Thomas.
And it'll be an and one opportunity for Delrico Gillespie.
Justin Thomas comes in with the help defense. He's trying to break up the ball away from Gillespie, but he comes in too aggressive again and draws his third personal.
Gillespie converts the three-point play at the line. Meyer Wool is going to check in for Thomas with those three personal fouls. Gillespie up to 8 points, still just one rebound. Two double-digit scores in the game. It's Morgan Safford with 17 for Kent State. Troy Glover the second with 10 for Bowling Green. Javante Campbell, 6 points in today's game. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Has the ball. Moving to his right, resets. Shackelford going to launch a triple. Shackelford, pure.
Safford, he had a really quiet first half. No points, 0 for 4 from shooting, but gets a three-pointer to fall. That's got to be great for his confidence right now, especially after a pretty rough first half.
38-34, 17 minutes to play. Kent State leads. Whaley Jr. double-teamed, puts up a jump shot. Going to be a foul most likely here against Shackelford. It will be. He came in on help defense to double Whaley. Immediately when Whaley noticed his presence, he leaned in, trying to draw a foul as he put up a mid-range jumper off the backboard, and he drew it from Shackelford. That'll be his third personal, and it looks like Javon Ruffin will check in for him after a free throw.
Yeah, I got to be honest, I don't like that call at all. I mean, I feel that's too quick in my opinion. I mean, especially with him maneuvering his body to specifically go into Shackelford's body.
Whaley misses the first. Ruffin checks in for Shackelford, so it's Towns, Goins, Wool, Ruffin, and Campbell on the floor. Thomas and Shackelford each have 3 personal fouls. No Golden Flash with 3 personal fouls. 25 fouls between the two teams and 18 turnovers combined. Whaley split the pair, 39-34. Kent State leads by 5. Campbell top of the key, kicks it out. Wall gonna drive, spins his way into the paint, puts up a right-handed floater, does not fall. Gillespie his second rebound of the game. Medley cross-court pass down low to Whaley. He kicks it out to Williamson as he falls out of bounds. Williamson's three-pointer jacked up, no good. Gonna be an offensive foul on Gillespie. It will be an over-the-back loose ball foul on Delrico Gillespie. That will be his third personal. So now the drama starts to kick in a little bit. Looks like sender-off will keep.
He's going to take the gamble. I think he's going to keep
his
him out there.
Star forward down on the floor. So Gillespie will stay.
I mean, at this point, you only need 3 more to check out. I mean, if he picks up his fourth, 2 more to check out. I mean, if he picks up his fourth, he's definitely going to get pulled. But it looks like he's just going to take the gamble and let him play for a little bit.
Javante hands it off to Sam Towns. Towns top of the key against Gillespie. Spins inside. Left-handed floater, no good. Gillespie another rebound. Delrico almost tipped away by Campbell. Got a hand on it in the passing lane, but he got it over to Safford. Medley now with the top of the key. Medley off of the leg of Ruffin. Ruffin just stuck out his right leg as Medley went for a bounce pass to his left. So it will stay Kent State ball. It'll be an inbound in front of their bench.
So it does sort of stop the breakaway from Kent State a little bit with that Ruffin kicked ball. Stops their momentum a tad bit and has them have to reset.
Morgan Safford bounce pass to Williamson in the corner. Back to Medley, top of the key. Medley picks up his dribble, now gives it to Gillespie. Down low to Whaley. Whaley against Goins. Powers his way in for 2 points. 41-34. Kent State's biggest lead of the game now at 7. Javon Ruffin drives inside, dishes out to Campbell. Back to Ruffin, left wing. Ruffin back to Campbell, top of the key. Now Wall right side, back to Campbell. Now over to Ruffin. Ruffin feeds down low to Goins in the low block. Goins puts his shoulder in. Going to be a blocking foul on Delrico Gillespie. That'll be his 4th personal. And that will take us to a media timeout. 15:32 left to play here at the Stroh Center. Kent State 41, Bowling Green 34. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball on Falcon Radio. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Hey, careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Check out bgfalconmedia.com for previews, recaps, photos, videos, and more of the Falcons.
41-34, Kent State leads Bowling Green at the Stroh Center. 15-32 left to play in the contest. Bowling Green, another scoring drought, scoreless over the past minute 49. But there was, right before we went to break, another foul against Elrico Gillespie. He's out of the game for the time being. Aiden Goins put his shoulder into him, down in the low block, trying to get to the rim. Gillespie wasn't fully set, called for the blocking foul. His fourth personal, one away from fouling out. So he is out of the game. Goins with the ball down low, spinning to his right, now spinning to his left. Falling down to his left, floats it up, no good, falls short, rebounded by Desmond Briscoe. Sion Medley brings it the other way. Medley gives it down low to Whaley. Whaley spins around Goins. Goins didn't know where he was. Finds an open man in the corner. Williamson couldn't hit it. Sam Towns gets the rebound. Towns trying to go coast to coast with it. He cannot finish off the layup. Heavily contested, rebounded by Whaley. Here comes Medley. Medley against Campbell. Gives it off to Whaley, top of the key. Whaley to Williamson. Williamson over to Medley. Medley on the left side. Drops it off for Morgan Safford. Safford fires a pass inside to Whaley. Whaley through three Bowling Green defenders. Gets the layup to go. Is fouled. Shrugs him off, and he'll go to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, it kind of waits for the defender to come over so he can initiate contact and then go up. And he's going to make that, and he's going to get a chance for one more. It's Javon Ruffin's second personal now.
43-34, chance to make it a double-digit lead for Kent State. Bowling Green scoreless over the past 2:38. Kent State during that time has gone on a 5-0 run. Whaley misses the free throw. Still a 9-point deficit for the Falcons. Campbell with the ball on the right wing. Picks up his dribble. Lob pass down low to Glover. Checked back into the game for the first time since he went down with an apparent injury. Fed it off to Sam Towns, who flew inside for a layup. He's fouled as he hit the floor hard.
So he's grabbing his eye.
Yeah, it appears to be covering his face.
That was a tough fall.
Could hear the thud from up here through our headsets.
He does look to be okay. He is kind of grabbing his lip a little, but he does look to be okay. He might just be checking if he's bleeding after that hard fall.
He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Sam Towns today, 8 points. 3 for 8 shooting. He has 9 rebounds, double-double watch.
Towns sort of single-handedly keeping the Falcons within this rebounding battle with his 9. BG's got 26, Kent State has 27.
Hits the first from the line. Sam Towns at the line, hits the second. So 2 for 2 trip to the charity stripe for Sam Towns. 43-36. Kent State leads over Bowling Green. 14 and a half minutes to play. Sion Medley with the ball, guarded by Javante Campbell. Hands it off to Briscoe. And we're going to have a foul with Morgan Safford trying to drive around Javon Ruffin. Ruffin's going to be tagged with the foul. That'll be his third personal. Fouls all over the place. 31 fouls by the teams combined. Or apologies, 30. So 15 aside, 30 fouls. Sion Medley driving, kicks it out. Stafford triple, no good. Bounced around, rebounded by Glover. Here comes Bowling Green. Campbell making a move into the painted area. Kicks it out top of the key. Towns now over to Ruffin. Ruffin left corner to Towns. Towns drives inside, picks up his dribble, lost the ball, regains it. Has his dribble again. Dishes out to Campbell. Campbell 10 on the shot clock. Left wing to Ruffin. Ruffin spot up three-pointer after moving to the right. No good, but he is fouled by Rob Whaley Jr. Javon Ruffin will head to the line for 3 free throws, and there now is 31 fouls.
And Whaley has just picked up his 4th personal as well. So 2 players for Kent State. Gillespie and Whaley have picked up 4. Fun fact, they're also cousins. So
They are. They are indeed cousins. 8 fouls between the two of them.
Pretty close in family ties and in personal foul trouble right now.
First one made at the line by Ruffin. Javon Ruffin on the season, 79.5% from the charity stripe. Hits the second. Ruffin has really taken a bench role as of late. 5th straight game off the bench. Has not had a double-digit scoring game since January 17th against Eastern Michigan. He didn't play in the first game against Kent State. Was not actually out on the bench either. He stayed back in the locker room, was sick, we found out after the game. So his first time against the Golden Flashes this year. Converts all 3 at the line. 43-39, back to a 4-point deficit for Bowling Green. They're on a 5-0 run over the past 79 seconds. Sion Medley will bring up the floor for Kent State. 6 assists today for Medley to go along with 3 rebounds and 3 points. Just 1 for 7 shooting. But he's found ways to facilitate. Driving inside is Safford through contact with Shackelford. His floater does not go. Sam Towns saves it, but it's swatted out of bounds by Briscoe. So it will be Bowling Green ball. They'll inbound side out. Towns, Campbell, Wall, Shackelford, and Ruffin on the floor for Bowling Green. It's Medley, Williamson, Safford, Griffith, and Briscoe on the floor for Kent State. 43-39, Kent State leads Bowling Green, approaching 13 minutes to play in the contest here at the Stroh Center. Kent State has won 13 straight games against Bowling Green. The Falcons are seeking their 4th consecutive MAC victory. Shackelford's three-pointer no good. Ball kicked around, now into the hands of Shackelford. He finds Wool wide open in the corner. Myra Wool's three-pointer's no good, but he fights for the offensive rebound. It's taken by Ruffin. He has to pass it back to avoid crossing over the timeline, and it's going to be a foul on Kent State. What effort by the Falcons to keep the possession time after time.
Crazy amount of effort shown there by multiple guys. Josiah Shackelford getting the first rebound off the 3-point miss. Then Javon Ruffin, just ran all the way across the court, gets it back in time before he crosses the line to keep the ball in play. That's some great effort. That's some fire you want to see from the Falcons here that they didn't really show in those last couple minutes of the first half.
Myra Wool at the line, a 1-1, missed the first. Uncharacteristic of Wall, who has been a good free throw shooter all season long. Medley brings it the other way for the Golden Flashes. In the painted area, finds separation, rattles in a mid-range jumper. 45-39, back to a 6-point lead for KSU. Javante Campbell driving, puts up a layup, does not go. Wall slammed it home, but after there was a foul called.
Accidentally dunked on his teammate Ruffin there as well. Gonna put him on a poster if that would have counted.
So Javante Campbell to the line for 2 free throws. Campbell 6 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 steals. 2 steals away from tying his single season program record of 90. 15 away from tying Bonzi Wells' MAC record of 103 set in 1997-98 at Ball State. Campbell hits the first from the line. Glover checks back in for Towns. Javante in his neon orange shoes. Hits the second at the line. 45-41. Medley against Javante, bringing it up the court. Campbell pressuring him, takes a swat, doesn't get the ball. And Medley passes it off to Griffith. Back in the hands of Medley. On the left wing, he retreats back out beyond the arc. 6 on the shot clock, gonna jack up a triple. What a shot by Sion Medley in front of the Kent State bench. Drain the triple in Javante's face.
Good job by Medley. I mean, he stays with it. He makes a couple of good moves towards the end, and I don't think Javante committed enough to stopping the shot, and I think Troy Glover just got hit in the back of the head.
He did. Glover got whacked in the head as he was driving inside. We're going to have a foul called. Wouldn't be shocked if the officials take a look at this one. We'll see if they do. Either way, it'll send us to a media timeout. 11:43 left to play here at the Stroh Center. 48-41. Kent State leads. We'll have Troy Glover the second free throws coming up when we come back. You're listening to BGSU Men's Basketball on Falcon Radio.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com.
Check out live updates on X at BG_FMSN.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Tyler Campbell alongside Artie Abrego from the Falcon Media Sports Network. And Artie, as we suspected before we went to break, the officials are reviewing this as Troy Glover II got whacked in the head. Looked like the back of the head he was holding as he was trying to get position inside for a shot.
I believe it was Ravon Griffith or Desmond Briscoe as well. They were near his.
Briscoe got assigned the foul.
Briscoe got assigned the foul, but Griffith was near it, and it looks like we're going to get the call here.
They were looking to see, most likely, we'd assume, if it would have been a flagrant or not. They're going to go tell each of the coaches out of their huddle. Again, we're up here on the concourse at the Stroh Center, so we're unable to hear the officials in what they say. We have to go based off what we see on the court and what comes through the live stats.
So what I'm seeing, looks like Glover's going to go to the line. At least where he's standing right now. It looks like it's going to be free throws.
Sounds like it's going to stay a common foul.
Yeah, Simon does not look enthused, so I think it's going to stay the same.
Glover will go to the line for 2. Actually, it appears it'll be a 1-and-1 for Glover. Glover hits the first, so he'll get a second.
So only a 6-point game now after that last free throw. And he'll get another shot at the line right now.
Glover up to 11 points. He has 5 rebounds. Sam Towns a rebound away from a double-double, 10-9. Glover's second free throw misses and goes over top the backboard.
Don't see that one too often, especially not here at the Stroh.
Indeed.
Always a fun sighting.
Bowling Green showing a bit of a full court press, but Medley's able to pretty confidently break it. Bowling Green did not fully commit to that, just showed it. 48-42, Kent State leads. 11:30 left to play. Fed down low to Rob Whaley Jr. Goes up against Glover. Does not go the first time. He's fouled by Glover as Glover was falling down and Whaley was going up the second time. So Glover will pick up his third personal foul. And Rob Whaley Jr. will go to the line for 2 free throws. Whaley's first free throw, no good. Short off front iron.
Still has 4 personals, so they're keeping him out there. So it looks like Rob Sandroff just running the risk.
They're actually going to assign that foul to Meyer Wall instead of Glover. So Glover and Wall both at 2 fouls. Whaley's second free throw is good, rattles in. 49-42, 7-point advantage for Kent State. Whaley's got 8 points and 6 assists. Go along with 3 rebounds, done a little bit of everything. Or apologies, that was Medley. Whaley has 6 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. So still filling the stat box for Kent State. Campbell driving, kicks it out Sam Towns. Now to the corner to Shackelford. Drives inside, lost the ball. Taken away. Wide key, going to give it to Medley. Sion Medley going to give it to Whaley with a head of steam. His shot does not go, but it's going to be a foul on Sam Towns. Todd Simon going to have to be careful here. He gets animated on the sideline, motioning the officials of what Sam Towns did. And it is a foul fest here at the Stroh Center.
I mean, now we're at 36 total between both teams. They are really letting the whistle fly here today.
I think I can confidently say that both Todd Simon and Rob Senderoff are not going to be happy with the way this game has been officiated based on how they have reacted all game long on their respective sidelines. I think that's one thing they'll agree on after this game concludes.
I haven't seen anything like this, at least in the Stroh Center in my time here.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I don't think I've seen the whistle fly or be heard this much in one game.
Whaley misses the first, misses the second. Bowling Green takes it the other way. Javante Campbell with the ball left wing. Double teamed, gives it off to Towns, back to Campbell. Campbell now resets. Justin Thomas, top of the key. Bowling Green trails by 7. Thomas feeds it Sam Towns, or Glover, apologies. Glover lost it. Medley grabs it. Now wide key back to Medley. Medley going against Campbell, breaks the press. Drives full court, knocked away by Glover. He's assigned a foul.
I mean, at this point, are we even surprised? I mean, every time anyone seems to drive to the rim with any sort of contact, it seems to draw a whistle. Todd Simon up here.
Todd Simon through the headset, and we are on the opposite side of the court on the concourse.
And this is an arena with multiple people in it and a full band.
I think this arena's just stunned. It's every play. It's been a foul.
I've never seen anything. We're at 37 now. We're almost at 40.
Free throws hit by Medley. You can come to your own conclusion about why there have been so many fouls. It's going to be a combination of everything, but we'll let you come to your own conclusion on that one. 51-42, Kent State leads Bowling Green by 9. Justin Thomas brings the ball up the floor for the Falcons. Hands it off to Campbell, right wing. Campbell looking for a lane, guarded by Widekey. Gets past Quinn Widekey, left-handed layup, no good, foul. So Javante will go to the line.
This is...
I don't have words to
I don't
describe
have the words either.
The pacing and the fouls in this game. We are at 38 fouls between the two teams.
This is the most stoppages I think I've ever seen in a game, at least
we're at 38 fouls
called.
already. We still got 10 minutes, 14 seconds to play as Javante misses the first free throw off front iron. Kent State's season high in fouls is 27. They're 7 away from that. That came against Toledo on January 16th. Bowling Green's season high is 25 against UMass on January 3rd. They sit 7 away from that mark. Javante 1 for 2 trip to the line. 51-43, 10-14 to play. Kent State leads. Bowling Green going to show a full court press. Medley inbounds it to Weidke. He's double teamed. Bowling Green wants to travel. Todd Simon's animated, doesn't get the call. Kent State comes the other way. Javante gets physical, tries to rip the ball. He's assigned a foul. Todd Simon is livid about that travel call not being called. And instead, it's going to be free throws for Kent State.
So that is the 19th first fouls with the 39 now. I think Javante Campbell, he tried to reach across the body to get that steal.
Free throw is made at the line by Morgan Safford, his 18th point of the game. Rattles out 52-43, 9-point deficit the Falcons face. 10 minutes to play at the Stroh Center. Campbell, top of the key, Towns. Lost the ball momentarily, regains possession. Hands it off Campbell. Campbell, head of steam, driving inside, kicks it out right corner. Thomas, three-pointer, can't can it. Rebounded by Kent State. Sion Medley will operate the Golden Flashes offense. He drives inside, retreats out to the three-point line, far side wing. Drops down to bounce pass to Rob Whaley Jr. Whaley guarded by Troy Glover II. Jab step, finds a wide open Medley top of the key. Sion Medley's three-pointer left short. Offensive rebound, Safford. Back to Medley, fakes a three, passes it, knocked away, stolen by Javante. Hands it off to Shackelford. He finishes off the layup. They're going to give the steal to Shackelford, so that'll be his first steal of the game. Javante still 2 away from tying his program single-season record.
Something you have to watch out for in other games this season as well, whether he can break that full-time MAC record.
Whaley double team, finds Medley, open three-pointer, thought about it, didn't take it. Now he leans into Shackelford, gets the jumper to go, and one opportunity. Shackelford, the Falcons, Todd Simon can't believe the call.
I mean, he stepped into it. He stepped into the shot. He stepped into the shot well. He took it to draw more contact.
I will give the officials credit on one thing. It's been on both sides.
It has. I mean, literally been on both sides. It seems like 20.
Both sides have had these calls all game long. It's not like they are favoring one side over the other. There's just been a lot of calls that we'll just put them as questionable. Three-point play converted by Medley. Up to 13 points on the game. 55-45. Kent State a 10-point lead. It's their largest of the game. We're at 40 fouls combined by the two teams with 8:45 to play at the Stroh Center. It has been a foul fest all game long. Troy Glover II hands off to Javante, top of the key. Now over to Meyer Wool. Open three-pointer look. Left wing, can't hit it. Rebounded by Kent State. Wall and open look. Just didn't have it. Jahari Williamson gives it off to Griffith. Back to Williamson. Now over to Quinn Weidke. Weidke over to Safford. Safford feeds Whaley. Out towards the three-point line, left wing, double teamed by Thomas and Towns. Kicks it over Williamson, now Weidke, he drains the triple. 13-point lead for Kent State, their largest of the game. Towns gives it off to Campbell. Javante will slow things down, operate Bowling Green's offense. Campbell over to Towns. Towns pulls a straightaway triple from the left wing. He hits it, much needed for Bowling Green. Ends the 6-0 run by Kent State. Makes it a 10-point game once again. 58-48, 7:40 left to play.
I mean, everything counts now when you're trying to dig yourself out of this hole now. You're down double digits. It's a good three by Sam Towns. And he's got a double-double now with 13 points and 10
Rob
rebounds.
Whaley feeds, bounce pass down low to Griffith. Rejected, a lot of contact, no foul. Campbell brings it the other way to Towns in the corner. Towns can't hit the triple. Offensive rebound by Thomas. He gives it to Glover, who finishes it off for 2 points. Give Meyer Wool the credit on the block. His second of the game. It's an 8-point contest. 58-50. Going to be a timeout called by Kent State. Bowling Green on a 5-0 run over the past 59 seconds, forcing the timeout. And we will take it with them. 7:09 left to play in the contest. Kent State 58, Bowling Green 50. You're listening to BGSU men's basketball from the Stroh Center, right here on Falcon Radio. Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Now back to more Falcon men's basketball coverage from the Falcon Media Sports Network.
58-50, Kent State leads Bowling Green, 7:09 left to play. But Bowling Green already a 5-0 run over the past now 57 seconds. They could use a run right now to close this gap to really have a shot at it once we hit crunch time.
I mean, it's been definitely a tough game to play. A lot of whistles have been called. It's been tough for either team to really gain momentum with all the stoppages of play, but Bowling Green, they're on a good 5-0 run. Both their big, Sam Towns, Troy Glover, they've had a great game. Both have 13 points. Glover has 3 blocks. Towns has 13 points and 10 rebounds. So they're really both keeping them in it. BG just has to really just sort of stay strong. They have to keep fighting. They have to just deal with the stoppages of play, and they got to play smart basketball at this point. It's difficult to play basketball when you can't really be too physical at this point in the game due to all the stoppages and trips to the free throw line, but you just got to do the best you can at this point.
Got to find a way around it. Play to the official's whistle. Every officiating crew is going to be different. Both the teams facing the same challenge right now. Sia Medley has the ball after the inbound for Kent State. Now Whaley, top of the key. Trying to get it back to Medley. Guarded heavily by Campbell. Gets it to Safford. Safford to Medley, top of the key. Now to Whaley at the free throw line. Whaley driving inside, spins around Glover. Rejected by Glover off the backboard. A nice block by Troy Glover the second. Now in the hands of Sam Towns. To the corner to Wall. Had to chase it to not get out of bounds. Back to Towns. Now over to Thomas. Thomas slows things down. Works around a Sam Towns screen. Picks up his dribble. Feeds Sam Towns with a rocket down low. Towns puts up a floater over Whaley, and that goes. 6-point game, 58-52, 7-0 Falcons run.
Good job by Troy Glover. Almost loses the basketball a couple times that possession. Gets a man right in his face and hits the floater off the glass. Good job utilizing the glass that hit that shot.
Sion Medley, step back triple, left short off front iron, fight for the rebound. Sam Towns collects it. Gives it to Wall. Wall has the slow down, wait for his teammates to join him. Campbell now operates the offense. Javante floats it to Thomas. Thomas picks up his dribble in front of the free throw line, gets it left wing to Towns. Towns drives inside, picks up his dribble just inside the free throw line. In the hands of Campbell now. Campbell inside, gets Whaley to jump, goes up strong, draws the foul. Once he got Whaley in the air, he was just going for the foul, got it, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
And we'll see if that's assigned to Whaley, because if that's assigned to Whaley, then he's out of this game, and it will be.
It
so
will
that's
be.
5 personal fouls. He's out.
Rob Whaley Jr. fouls out of the game. A big piece of this Kent State operation out for the rest of the contest. As we will have a stoppage here for a immediate timeout, it appears. So 58-52. Kent State leads Bowling Green, but the Falcons on a 7-0 run. Rob Whaley Jr. out of the game now due to fouling out. 5:45 left. You're listening to BGSU men's basketball on Falcon Radio. We'll stick here with it through the timeout. So, Artie, 5:45 to play. It's now a 6-point contest. What does Bowling Green need to do down this stretch?
I think they need to play through their bigs. I mean, first off, with Whaley Jr. out now with 5 personal fouls, Lipsy also has 4, so it's no telling when he's really going to check back into the second half. I mean, with 5 minutes remaining, I assume he's about to check back in now after this media timeout, but really got to play through their bigs, through the paint. You're not really getting much production from the outside shooting. You're 3 for 16 from 3. You're not making any production there. You got to play through the inside of the paint. You got to try to draw some fouls. You know, the whistle has been quick today, so you got to look for some opportunities at the line. It's definitely difficult to tell how you can really keep up this momentum with this out play, but they've done a good job so far. They're on a 7-0 run. It's still a very tight, close game. It's only separated by 6 points. This is still a very winnable contest, even though it feels like there's a whole mountain they need to climb.
Kent State executed really well in crunch time against the Falcons, their first battle. Ended up winning that game due to that execution. Bowling Green had a chance to win it at the end, or at least tie it, and could not do that. Kent State was leading at halftime. They're 14-0 this season when leading at halftime. Bowling Green's 0-8 this season when trailing at halftime. And Kent State will have to operate everything without Rob Whaley Jr. the rest of this game. He has 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. He's fouled out after 20 minutes. He had 11 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a block, and a steal in the first game against the Falcons. A key starter for this Golden Flashes team. Both teams getting out of their huddle. Looks like Magnus Entenmann going to be called on to replace Whaley on the floor.
Not a bad average, averaging 3.5 points in 25 games, but averages 2.4 rebounds. But he does stand 6'9", so not really a bad replacement for the 6'7" Whaley.
Javante at the line. Campbell sitting on 9 points. Gets the free throw to go. Javante has now scored double-digit points in 14 consecutive games for the Falcons. Leads the MAC coming into this game with 21.9 points per game during conference play. Hits both at the line up to 11. Also has 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. 58-54, 4-point game. Falcons on a 9-0 run over the past 2 minutes and change. Jahari Williamson with the ball. Gets it to Entenmann, right wing. Back to Williamson, top of the key to Medley. Medley to Widekey at the midcourt logo. Widekey guarded by the lengthy Meyer Wall. Now to Entenmann. Entenmann back to Medley. Kent State looking for anything right now. It's going to be a step back three-pointer that's drilled. Morgan Safford once again up to 21 points.
I haven't really called his name much in the second half, but what a shot. I mean, right in front of him, right in front of the defender, stepping backwards. A great shot by Safford.
Javante feeds to Towns, back to Campbell. Campbell, spot up triple, left wing, left short. Had the opening, couldn't finish it. Safford gets the rebound. He'll hand off to Medley, 61-54. Kent State, 4:45 to play. Widekey to Entenmann. Entenmann hands off to Medley. Sion Medley. Bounce pass inside to Safford, who makes an incredible falling away shot. Safford up to 23 now in today's game, and it's a 9-point lead for Kent State. They've responded to the 9-0 Falcons run with a 5-0 run of their own. And we're now going to have another foul called, this one on Magnus Entenmann down low.
His second personal.
Morgan Safford, a huge game for Kent State here today. He had 22 points and 6 rebounds along with 2 blocks in the first game. He's followed it up with another fantastic performance against the Falcons. 23 points, 5 rebounds, a steal and a block. He's made 5 3-pointers. Glover hits the first from the line. .421 left on the clock, 63-55 the score currently, Kent State leading. Glover hits both. Good free throw shooting day for Troy Glover II, who struggled with that this year. 7 for 9 from the line. Falcons showing a full court press. Kent State beats it easily. Quinn Weidke running the court. Weidke looking for an option to pass it off. Is just going to retreat back out to the midcourt logo before handing it off to Medley.
Probably trying to kill some time here with only a couple of 4 minutes remaining in this one.
Sion Medley working around an Entenmann screen to his right. Guarded by Wall, now inside the paint. Spins, looking for an option, puts up a layup, does not go. He's fouled. Todd Simon wanted to travel, not going to get it. We'll hit the final media timeout of the game. When we come back, Sion Medley will be at the line for 2 free throws. Kent State leads Bowling Green 63-56, 3:53 left to play right here on Falcon Radio.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You are tuned into Falcon Media Sports Network basketball coverage on Falcon Radio.
63-56. Kent State still holding on to the lead against Bowling Green. Falcons trying to stay within striking range as we near the finish of this contest. 3:53 to play in the game here at the Stroh Center. Again, Kent State has won 13 straight games against the Falcons. Bowling Green has not beaten this program since Michael Huger was the head coach, and COVID didn't exist yet. It was March 1st, 2019, the last time Bowling Green defeated Kent State. Meanwhile, the Falcons looking for their 4th straight MAC win. They sit in 4th place in the conference standings. Kent State 1 spot above 3rd place. So this is a crucial game, Artie, in terms of seeding for the MAC tournament.
Definitely BG right now in 4th place, Kent State in 3rd. And then in terms of standings, I mean, obviously things are going to get moved around every time a team wins or loses. But for BG, they got this game tonight, and then they head to Miami, Ohio Friday. So there's a lot of crucial games. It's tough competition that BG's playing today and then on Friday. So it definitely all matters for their seeding, where they're going to be in the MAC tournament.
Again, under 4 minutes to play in this game now. Bowling Green, when they trail with 5 minutes remaining, just 2-7 this year. When they trail with 2 minutes remaining, they're 2-8. So they have had late comeback wins this season. They've done it before. Medley's at the line, was fouled before we went to break, hits the first. We'll have a chance to make it a 9-point game with this next free throw. Sion Medley, 14 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, make it 15. He makes both from the line. 65-56. KSU leads by 9. Javante Campbell with the ball for Bowling Green. Screen set by Sam Towns. Pass to a cutting Shackford to the paint. He can't finish the layup. Glover falls on the ball for the layup. He fell out of bounds. Todd Simon saying, really arguing that. I don't know, he kicked. I don't know if that was him out of anger or him motioning that Glover may have been pushed out of bounds.
I think that was a motion that he didn't push. Again, it's hard to tell because we are so far up here exactly what he was motioning towards.
Either way, it's a turnover by Bowling Green. They're 13th of the game. Kent State's turned it over just 8 times.
It looks like they're going to look at it.
No look at it. Kent State's going to inbound to Weidke. Wide key double teamed in the corner in front of Bowling Green's bench. We're going to have a timeout, Kent State. Todd Simon wanted to travel. Kent State got a timeout in just in time. So we will take a break with that 65-56. Kent State leads Bowling Green, 3:33 left to play at the Stroh Center. You're listening to BGSU men's basketball on Falcon Radio.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Now back to more Falcon men's basketball action, live on Falcon Radio.
Bowling Green trailing by 9 against Kent State, 3:33 left to play at the Stroh Center. Kent State with a win would clinch a berth to the MAC tournament. They'd be the third team in the conference to do so, following Miami, who just moved to 26-0 after their win against UMass. And Akron has also clinched a berth. Medley falls to the ground. Against the full court press, they're going to say it's still Kent State ball. Todd Simon immediately going to challenge that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would be not Falcons ball. If he's holding onto the ball as he's going out of bounds. Granted, there was a little bit of some.
I don't know if there's something in the water today or what, but
I don't understand how that would be Kent State.
This has been one of the most hectic games of the season for Bowling Green.
For both teams, I mean, we're at 43 now.
So we're going to take another break as they go to review this. 65-56, Kent State leading Bowling Green, 3:29 left to play at the Stroh Center on Falcon Radio.
Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media takes pictures for nearly all BGSU and Bowling Green related events throughout the year. Head over to bgfalconmedia.com to check out thousands of photos and all the content.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Even when the game ends, Falcon Media Sports Network's coverage continues with a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
So, the officials have finished their discussion. It will be Bowling Green ball, so Todd Simon wins the challenge. I don't know why he had to challenge that one. I feel like that was clear from us up here.
It was pretty clear to, I think, everybody. I mean, he had his hands on the ball as he was going out of bounds.
Either way, Bowling Green ball, Todd Simon and the Falcons win the challenge. Javante Campbell driving inside, really clear path to the rim. Gets the 2 points to go with the layup. Kent State breaks the full court press. Morgan Safford with it. He'll slow things down. 65-58, 7-point game, approaching 3 minutes to play. Safford with it, top of the key. Bounce pass down low to Gillespie. Gillespie against Glover. Puts up a layup, does not fall. Fight for the rebound. Safford contains it. Throws it in as he gets knocked out of bounds. So Sion Medley controls possession. Top of the key to Safford. Safford going to be a long two-pointer. No good off front iron. Javante Campbell maintains the rebounds. Thomas with it, gives it to Towns. Back top of the key to Campbell. Campbell driving inside. Puts up a floater. Javante Campbell starting to take over. 4 straight points for the Falcons. 5-point game, 65-60, 2:25 to play.
And closer and closer. This is when we're going to see your best player really step up now, and Javante Campbell's doing it.
15 points for Javante. Safford with the ball, top of the key, guarded by Campbell. Safford drops it in for Gillespie. Campbell swipes it away. It will stay Kent State ball. Campbell's had 3 or 4 near steals throughout the game. Needs to average about 3.6 steals the rest of the regular season if he wants to break the MAC record. Wide key with the ball down low, draws a foul as he goes up for the shot, does not fall. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Campbell's 3rd personal foul. Bowling Green's 22nd personal foul of the game.
Quinn wide key to the line. Just 5 points in the first game against Bowling Green, has 3 here today. Bounces in the first free throw. He's made a 3-pointer in all but 2 of his 27 games this season. That's his 1 made shot from the field. They only attempted 1. 1 3-pointer, hit it. Hit his first free throw. His second one's also good. 67-60. Kent State leads Bowling Green. 2:04 left to play at the Stroh Center. Crunch time here in Bowling Green. Javante Campbell with the ball, moving to his left, trying to drive inside, finds a path to the rim, gets the shot to go, and 1 opportunity for Campbell. Javante, 6 straight points for the Falcons.
Exactly when you needed to step up, he did. What a great job driving to the rim, draws the foul, and gets himself another trip to the line.
Javante up to 17 points. 7 for 9 from the line today. Hits it. And we're back to a 4-point game, 67-63. 2 minutes exactly left on the clock. Inbounds is knocked away out of Safford's hands.
It's going to be Falcons ball.
Bowling Green ball. The full court press forces a turnover out of the hands of Morgan Safford. Bowling Green, a real shot to get right back into this one.
Yeah, Safford, he gets the ball. He kind of feels the pressure of Shacker from behind him. It just kind of bounces out of his hands and heads out of bounds.
Javante Campbell with the ball, driving inside to his left. End around, reverse layup goes for Campbell. 8 straight points by Javante Campbell for Bowling Green. It's a 2-point game. Bowling Green trapping. We're going to have a foul called. Safford went to the grounds. Looked like it could have been a travel. Foul called on Bowling Green.
Crowd is not happy.
1:39 to play. It's 67-65.
And Shackelford is fouled out of the game. That's 5 personal fouls for Josiah Shackelford. He is fouled out of the game.
Myra Wool will check in his place. Javante has 8 straight points for the Falcons. Has really propelled Bowling Green back into this game. Safford's first shot at the line goes. 24 points for Morgan Safford. His season high is 34 on November 7th against Cornell. Exploded in that game. Hits both. Morgan Safford combines 47 points in 2 games against Bowling Green this season. Has been a menace for the Falcons to deal with this year. 69-65, Kent State leads, a minute 35 to go.
Yeah, I mean, last season he had a double-double against the Falcons as well. So he's really just been really well performed against this team in his career at Kent State.
Towns bounce pass to a cutting wall, now feeds it to Glover down low. Glover fighting for possession, going to be a foul on Kent State. So Troy Glover, the second, will head to the line for 2 free throws. Both teams in the double bonus, so any foul, the rest of the game will be 2 free throws for the opposing team.
It's going to be really pretty major for both sides heading forward on this one.
And already we're up to 47 fouls combined. Kent State 3 away from their season high. Bowling Green 2 away from their season high in terms of fouls. Glover misses the first. Too strong left back iron. He's been solid from the line today. Now 7 for 10. On the season, he came into this game 19 for 40. Really been forced to the line quite a bit here today. His second one also too strong. Picture perfect copy of the first. Sion Medley will bring it up the court. A minute 15 and counting to play. Guarded by Campbell. Kent State leads by 4. Bowling Green cannot let up points in this possession. Medley looks like he could have shuffled his feet there. Todd Simon wanted to travel, didn't get one. Quinn White cued the ball. And we're going to have a whistle.
It's going to be on Sam Towns, I think.
Be on Sam Towns. Todd Simon livid no travel was called. The ball may have been hit. I don't know. That's a tough one from up here to judge.
I think his arm was kind of going into the chin of, I believe that was Whiteley, and I think they called it based off that.
Weidke misses the first free throw. I was more referring to the travel that Simon wanted.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because that one's also hard to view from up here. Weidke goes 1 for 2. So now, Artie, 5-point game. Bowling Green needs a 3-pointer at some point here to get back into this. Under a minute to play. Javante Campbell with the ball, moving to his left. Driving in, goes up. The layup is good. 3-point game, 70-68. Inbound goes to Rayvon Griffith. He hands it off to Medley before there's a whistle blown.
Yeah,
I don't know who had the ball when the foul was committed. You would hope if you're Bowling Green it's Griffith, and it will be. Griffith only a 50% free throw shooter this season. Coming into the game, 10 for 20. He's 2 for 2 from the line today. Most important free throws of the game right here. Griffith misses the first one. 70-67, Kent State leads Bowling Green. 51 seconds to play. Second one rattles in. 4-point game, 71-67. Bowling Green's got to move quick. Javante driving inside. The layup is rejected away. He went up against 4 Kent State defenders, and the Golden Flashes sent it back where it came from. Javante proceeds to foul Morgan Safford. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. The block goes to Delrico Gillespie, his first of the game. And Falcon fans start heading for the exits.
Yeah, if he sinks these, it's going to be a really tough uphill battle for BG, especially since their outside shooting hasn't been pretty effective today.
Scoreboard not updating there. Should say 73-67. There we go. Did not add either of the points. So 73-67, 6-point game, 40.4 seconds to go.
Pretty important thing to watch. Most of Bowling Green's starting lineup has 4 to 3 personal fouls. So in danger of checking out early.
Meyer Wall driving inside, goes up for the layup. He is fouled. He'll go to the line. 26 personal fouls by Bowling Green today, by the way, is a new season high. Passes their 25 against UMass on January 3rd. 25 fouls now for Kent State is 2 shy of their season high of 27 against Toledo on January 16th. Meyer Wall's first from the line is good. Bowling Green not out of it just yet. Still a possibility, an outside possibility, but a possibility nonetheless. Wall needs this free throw here. Misses it. Kent State rebound. They fight for it. Scramble. Possession arrow is facing Kent State either way, so it will be Golden Flash's ball. 73-68. Kent State leads. 29.9 seconds to play. Pass where the rebound came out to Weidke, and he lost it. Ruffin and Thomas dove on the floor to grab it. But again, regardless, the possession arrow was facing towards Kent. So it stays their ball. Javante Campbell will check out of the game for Makai Leach. Exits with 4 fouls, 22 points, 4 assists, 3 steals. Inbound here for Kent State. Bowling Green still is not fouled. Weidke wide open on the wing, just going to sit there and waste some time before Sam Towns can get there to foul him with 24.7 seconds to play. 5-point lead for the Golden Flashes.
Sam Towns fouls out now with his 5th personal.
He does foul out. So Rob Whaley Jr., Sam Towns, and Josiah Shackelford have each fouled out. And we are at 52 fouls combined. Weidke hits the first from the line. I mean, that's just a ludicrous number.
Absolutely.
Weidke hits both. 75-68. The Golden Flashes lead now, 24.7 seconds to play. Javante Campbell back into the game. Will get the inbounds. 22 points for Campbell. Gives it off the wall. Now Leach. Makai Leach going to pull a triple. He hits it. And that for Makai Leach breaks a streak of 15 consecutive missed three-pointers dating back to the start of the season. His last three-pointer was November 3rd against Texas State. So that's good to see out of Makai Leach. See if he can get some confidence back. Was just 1 for 17 on three-pointers. That is 5.9% coming into today's game. And it's now a 4-point contest, 75-71. Kent State ahead, 16.2 seconds to play. So Bowling Green really going to need something special here. You're really looking for a turnover or back-to-back missed free throws to have any sort of shot.
I mean, yeah, you're hoping for a whole lot of different variables at this point in the contest. You're down by 4. You're going to need to get a turnover. You're going to need to make that shot. Then you're going to need to foul them and force them to the line. Hopefully you don't hit those free throws. So there's a lot of different variables at play. But with 16-point singles left, a lot of it is very unlikely or very far-fetched at this point. You would probably need a miracle at this point in order to rally like that at this point in the game.
Both teams about to come out of the huddles here. Comes down to late game execution once again. Bowling Green going to need to force something spectacular if they want to pull off the upset. Again, a win for Kent State. They clinch a berth to the MAC tournament. They join Miami and Akron, who both won tonight. Inbound time for the Golden Flashes goes to Gillespie, who is immediately fouled. 14.9 seconds on the clock. Justin Thomas commits the foul.
That'll be his 5th.
So you're hoping for some misses here. Gillespie 78.7% on the season. Big upset in the world of college basketball. Number 18, St. Louis, loses to Rhode Island. So that is huge in terms of the at-large bid battle for those smaller conference teams. I say smaller conference, A-10 team. Free throw made by Gillespie. Makes it a 5-point game. 2 for 2 trip. 6-point contest, 77-71. 14.9 seconds on the clock. Bowling Green, you're going to need a quick 3 and some luck here. Campbell brings it up the floor. He'll hand it off to Wall. Wall bobbles it, studs, and taking a shot back to Campbell. A lot of time being wasted. Campbell going to jack up a triple. No good. Kent State contains the rebound with Gillespie. Bowling Green will foul, and that will all but do it. 2.3 seconds remaining on the clock. Kent State going to secure the win.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Bowling Green, I know it was a far-fetched scenario, but you got to get that three up quicker if you're really hoping at any chance of winning this game. I mean, the second you get that ball, you just kind of got to take your opportunity at that point. You can't really waste time like that, especially in this situation, as however far-fetched it may be, which was very far-fetched at that point.
Gillespie makes the first. Gillespie misses the second, rebounded by Wall. He'll dribble it out. Kent State walks into the Stroh Center, defeats the Falcons 78-71. The Golden Flashes punch their ticket to the MAC tournament. They advance to 20-7 overall, another 20-win season for Rob Senderoff, the winningest head coach in Kent State history. The Golden Flashes now 11-3 in conference play. Bowling Green falls to 16-11 overall, 7-7 in conference play. Their 3-game MAC winning streak comes to an end.
Yeah, definitely a tough loss for BG. I felt like watching them, it really looked like nothing could really gain momentum. Nothing really went right for them tonight. They shot 4 for 19 from 3. They couldn't really get any momentum on the scoring offense, and they just seemed a little out of place when they were trying to drive into the offensive zone. They didn't really seem to have a clear game plan of what they wanted to do. I mean, it's difficult to play when you're obviously, it's tough to play when you're not, you can't really be fully physical due to all the whistles and the referees, but just certainly feel like they had a full, clear vision of how they wanted to play tonight.
Kent State now 14 straight victories over Bowling Green. Falcons have not beaten the Golden Flashes since March 1st, 2019. Rob Senderoff, 22-9 in his career against Bowling Green. So that'll do it for us here at the Stroh Center. Want to send a few thank yous before we go off the air here. I want to thank you, Artie, of course, for being on the call. Great as always. I'd like to thank Andrew Smith writing the recap for us. Foster Allstein has a sidebar. I'd like to thank all of you guys back in the studio. I know you'll be back on air, be able to give your own sign-off there, but thank you. A lot of them in there were not scheduled for tonight. Nate Hitters especially stepping up to board operate and get us on the air. Huge shout-out and thank you to you. Henry Costco doing video for us. Vaughn Allum doing socials for us, and the group of photographers that we had. Big thank you to them as well. So, final from the Stroh Center, Kent State 78, Bowling Green 71. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio for our Falcon Media Sports Network post-game show.
Falcon Media Sports Network now has a pregame and postgame show, along with intermission reports for every BGSU hockey broadcast, starting 25 minutes before each game. Make sure to tune in to hear insights and knowledge from Falcon Media Sports Network analysts. You can listen to every broadcast on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for Falcon hockey. Also streaming on bgfalconmedia.com.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Mom was always very organized. But my sister and I noticed she started to forget things.
Telling my girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard.
But Mom's early detection gave us time to make a plan.
My sister and I were there for Mom and each other.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
BG Women's Basketball returns home to the Stroh Center against Western Michigan on Wednesday, February 18th. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's pregame show with Sam Bork, Jacob Kopaz, and Kevin Hutchinson at 6:35 p.m. before Lucas Kleinmeyer and Carter Leonard call the contest at 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for Falcon women's basketball.
Welcome to the Falcon Media Sports Network postgame show here on Falcon Radio. The Falcons ending their three-game winning three-game winning streak tonight to the Kent State Golden Flashes. A pretty close one, but it was a loss for the Falcons. 78-71 was the final score tonight. And Noah, what happened tonight?
Yeah, well, like you said, it was a very close matchup. There was a lot of fouls that happened. There was 2 or 3 players that had fouled out. You had 2 for Bowling Green with Sam Towns. Actually, 3. Sam Towns, Justin Thomas, and Josiah Shackelford. And then if you go over to the Kent State side, you had 1 in Whaley. But with all those fouls, there was no team that could really get too much momentum. And Kent State only won the second half by 2 points, 48-46, a higher scoring than the first half. But there wasn't really any team that could push ahead and get the momentum that was needed to get a big win. And obviously it's a 7-point margin, but Kent State went down and hit 5 to 6 free throws in the final 60 seconds. So it's not as big of a gap as you may see. Looking at some of the players that stepped up big for Kent State, obviously Morgan Safford continued his dominance from the first half, finished with 27.7 rebounds and 4 defensive and 3 offensive, doing it on both sides of the court. Just overall dominated in all aspects of the game for Kent State. And then along, Sion Medley also had 15. He didn't have too many in the first half, so most of those coming in the second half. It was really what did it for Kent State. And then if you look over at the Bowling Green side, not too many people stepped up scoring-wise that we didn't see in the first half. Javante Campbell ended up being the leading scorer for Bowling Green with 22 points. Troy Glover ended with 17, 7 rebounds, and 4 blocks, which is incredible in a stat by himself. And then Sam Towns, before fouling out, had 13 points. But nobody really stepped out and stepped up for the Falcons in that second half besides those 3 who were already stepping up big in the first half.
Yeah, and it was kind of interesting because, the first half was kind of more of a closer matchup until about the end of the first. And then that second, though, Kent State was able to just keep that lead enough so they could win the game. It is interesting, though, for kind of a thing we've seen with the Falcons this year where they don't really step up. It kind of cost them games.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it happens very often. And this is one of those games where we'll get into it a little bit more when we talk about the MAC tournament and where that leads us. But this is one of those games where you needed this win in the sense of this is a team that you're going to most likely end up facing in the MAC tournament at some point if you make a run. So being able to take them now and beat them would have given you higher hopes for the tournament. But we'll see how that works out at that point.
Yeah, and speaking of what you just talked about there, coming up, we'll take a look at what's going on around the MAC and how that could affect the Falcons if not they make a run. It's still close for them, so we'll talk more about that coming up. We'll also have our Falcon Media Sports Network Player of the Game. We'll announce that coming up right after this. You're listening to the Falcon Media Sports Network postgame show on Falcon Radio.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
We're getting back to our Falcon Media Sports Network post-game show now. Not about to wrap things up just yet, but our final score tonight, Kent State over the Falcons, 78-71 in the men's basketball action tonight over at the Stroh Center. So, getting to our Falcon Media Sports Network player of the game, it is Noah.
We're going to go with Morgan Safford for Kent State. I feel like this is a pretty obvious choice for anyone who watched the game or listened to it. Finished the game with 27 points. That's his second highest this season. And then he also had 7 rebounds, like we mentioned, along with that having a block and a steal. Just like I feel like I've said this every single time. He did it both sides of the court, and he helped in so many different ways. Along with that, knocking down 5 out of his 10 three-pointers and 6 for 8 from the free throw line. He really did it all, and probably the reason why Kent State won with the not poor performance, but not up to the standard performance of Gillespie, the supposed MAC player of the year, quote unquote. So without Safford's help, Kent State probably wouldn't have gotten it done. So that's why he's the player of the game.
Yeah, all right. Taking a look at what's going on around the MAC this evening. Of course, the MAC tournament coming up here in about a month. So starting off tonight with a very close one between Northern Illinois and Buffalo. Northern Illinois beat Buffalo 72-70. That was a close one.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, so another one, Eastern Michigan beat Central Michigan 66-54. Ohio over Ball State 69-57. Akron had a good win over Western Michigan 90-73. And Miami over UMass 86-77. So Noah, your kind of opinions on these scores, especially getting ready for the MAC tournament.
Yeah, well, so looking at these scores, obviously, for the Falcon fans, not looking at your own score, probably the biggest game would be that Northern Illinois-Buffalo game with Northern Illinois taking that win. Obviously, the Falcons took the win over the Huskies a couple days ago, and Buffalo being not right on your tail, but behind you in that sense in the 7-8-9 range. Having them take that loss is huge. It gives you a little bit of buffer, obviously, with the loss today against Kent State, and then going up against the number 22 school in the nation, the only undefeated team left in the country, Miami of Ohio, who also had a big game today for the Falcons, beating UMass, who also is in that same range as Buffalo, that 7-8-9 range, which both of those teams taking losses also helps Falcons with the loss. It keeps them around even. The Ohio Ball State game, Ball State obviously we've talked about, not that good in the MAC so far this season, so Ohio getting that win, they're going to jump ahead of Bowling Green, which they were tied. Bowling Green had the supposed tiebreaker, whatever. Ohio is now going to jump ahead of them. They're going to be 4th. Bowling Green will be 5th, and since Toledo didn't play, they're going to stay 6th. Akron gets the win over Western Michigan. Akron stays where they're at. Western Michigan kind of plummets down the rankings. They weren't very high as is. And so right now, the MAC tournament looks like Miami at 1, Akron at 2, Kent State at 3, Ohio at 4, your Falcons at 5, Toledo at 6, UMass at 7, and then Buffalo at 8. So those two lower teams taking the losses really helps the Falcons.
Yeah, and that definitely helps. Falcons at a 5th would be more comfortable for them getting into the MAC tournament in general. As of last week, though, they were like an 8th, I believe. So that, bumps them up quite a bit. And it also gives them some kind of breathing room for these next kind of difficult games they have coming up, especially the Miami game, which, I'm not saying it will be because anything can happen in sports, but it could very well be a loss for the Falcons with that undefeated Miami team. So it gives them some breathing room, though, just to make it into the tournament.
Yeah, without a doubt. I couldn't agree more. And really looking at it, the Ohio, Bowling Green, and Toledo group is where you really is going to be sticky. You don't know if you're going to get the 4 or the 5. The goal is just don't land 7, 8, 9. Don't get out of the tournament and don't end up facing Miami and Akron because as you saw today, Kent State is most likely going to be the 3 seed. You had a very good game against them. You can handle facing them.
Yeah, and if they, can change a little bit, I guess how they get out. We've seen it with the Falcons this season. It just sometimes almost depends on, I guess you could say, their attitude a little bit, just how they play the game. Toledo, the first battle of I-75 was a loss. Second battle was a win.
Yeah.
It's action.
You never know.
Yeah, so very well, though, if they play this Kent State team again in a month, it could be a different story.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so we'll see. But we'll see that coming up because we're starting to wrap things up for our coverage tonight here on Falcon Radio. Of course, coming up tomorrow night, the women's basketball team is in action. They're taking on Western Michigan back at the Stro. Tip-off for that coming up once again at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Pre-game around 6:35, 6:40 over on WBGU 88.1 FM. Lucas Kleinmeyer and Carter Leonard will be on the call for that, and we'll also have an in-studio pregame show. Again, that'll be over on WBGU 88.1 tomorrow night. So you can listen on your FM dial if you're in Bowling Green, or you can listen on bgfalconmedia.com as well. But for now, though, that's going to wrap things up for our coverage tonight. A big thanks for Noah for joining me, Noah Seeley for joining me here tonight, and then also Nick Windholtz and Coyle Withrow. You haven't heard Coyle tonight. He is recovering from a cold, but he learned how to board op tonight, so he can take photos and board op now.
Some may call him a dual threat.
Yeah, and maybe hear him during baseball season.
Triple threat.
Yep. So you'll hear more of him coming up, and then of course, thanks to Nick, he can video and board up. So and do the pregame show. So thanks to both of them, and for of course you guys for listening tonight. And yeah, be sure to tune in tomorrow night for some women's basketball action as they take on Western Michigan on WBGU 88.1 FM. All right, for now though, I'm Nate Henners, and yeah, have a great rest of your Tuesday evening.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.